We're back.
Oh, we've got to fix some stuff.
What do we have to fix?
The monitors.
Oh, we do. Yeah, we'll move the monitors. I usually don't drive this, as you all know, but we are back. We are back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. In case you didn't know, we're back. I'm going to share the post real quick so we can get some more folks in here. It's been a little bit of a time. It's been a little bit of a couple weeks, I think, since we all went live. I've been out of town for a while, actually. This is my first show in probably over a month, I think. So I'm pretty excited to be back. It's been a long break for me. I would like to say it's been a relaxing break, but it hasn't really been.
No?
No.
Why can't I hear it? There we go.
Not at all. But either way, we're back. Chad's coming in a little bit later. We're joined by somebody special tonight, by the way.
Speaking of Jim, question came up today when I was talking to my buddy. What happened to that captain? That crazy captain dude. Like, has he been arrested? Did he get charged? I figured you probably had the deets on that.
Best charter captain ever.
No comment. I also still have not got to throw that nice little treat you sent me.
So
mostly because it's been muddy as hell.
So we got a bunch of stuff going on tonight. Obviously, you know, we're here, we're back. I'm gonna drive, so if something goes wrong, let me know. That way I can try to fix it. But yeah, like I said, we're gonna get back into it. We're almost through May. I mean, it's May 23rd. Everyone's been fishing their ass off recently. So
not me.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't been fishing that much.
Why not?
Yeah, too much other shit to do.
Yeah.
Life's getting in the way.
It's that time of year. It's that time of year for sure.
I mean, I do have I have a first and a second the last 2 weekends.
Nice. In the club?
One club, one TBF.
Let's talk about I want to talk about your club finish the other day because I think it was on May 10th. I was in Iowa, so I didn't get to fish, but my club was supposed to be out of the Gunpowder. Your club was out of the Gunpowder. My club ended up rotating back up to the Upper Bay.
That was what was this weekend? Hold on, let me pull up my calendar. Because that was the same day as my TBF tournament.
Hold on 1 second. I hear someone coming. 1 second.
So that would have been, yeah, the 10th. Oh, looks like Chad's here. So we'll wait on Chad to get in here. He lost it all. So that was the same day as my TBF tournament.
I don't know why the door just closed. Sorry. We're a little discombobulated a little bit here today.
Is that my pink shirt?
It was your pink shirt. I don't think you want it back now, though.
Yeah, you're a dick.
Yeah,
I kind of like it. So that was the same day as my TBF tournament. Your club moved to...
We ended up moving to the flats. Yep.
Without thinking...
Yes, they just decided for whatever reason that they wanted to go to the flats. I don't really know why, but that's what they ended up doing.
The flats was fishing good.
Yeah.
But if they had paid attention to the river flow that week, they were dumping 200,000 CFS for like 4 days.
If you guys are ready, we got something special for you. In 3, 2, 1. The man, the myth, the legend. Here he is. Riverboat motherfucking Rob is back in the house. What's going on, man?
My man.
Good to see you. You know we couldn't. I know, right? You know we couldn't bring back Bass and Beer Radio after 3 weeks without bringing in Riverboat Rob. So, can you hear us?
Come on.
Can you hear us on the microphone?
I can hear you, but not through the headphones.
Oh, okay. That's weird.
Oh, come on, Chloe.
Chloe's screwing Rob up.
Well, that probably didn't help. Fix your microphone there, Mike. Or Mike. Why did I just call you?
Hold on.
I'm an idiot.
Is that better?
What's up, Dan?
Is that any better? Hopefully.
Chad's
Chad's dogs are killing Rob right now.
You should be able to pick that all the way up and then turn the actual microphone. Not that. The silver piece. The silver piece.
Uh-huh.
That should be it. And then you can, and then you can move the whole thing down.
Cool. Cool.
All right, as long as they can hear me, because I can hear you guys. Just
I can hear. Yeah, I can hear you perfectly fine. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. We lost one microphone here. That's
Probably that one.
Go, probably.
Not that one. Yep, that one.
Yep, that's the one.
There we go.
Hold on a second. I think we're gonna fix you here.
Maybe.
All right.
Oh my goodness. What the hell's going on? Hold.
Can't nobody.
Oh, there we go. There we
Can
go.
you
We're
hear us
back.
now.
Yeah.
Hell
Okay,
yeah.
we're
Good deal.
back. All right.
Now we got it. All right. Riverboat Rob is back in the house. It's been quite a while. It's been a while for me. It's been a long time for you, man. We're very excited to have you back. Very, very cool.
Chad called me Ron. That's how long it's been.
Chad will be here in 20 minutes. All right.
How so we're talking about the gunpowder fitting perfectly as you walk in. So you had a club tournament on the gunpowder the same day my club was supposed to be on the
Yes.
gunpowder, and they decided to move to the flats.
Again, without looking at the river flow and realizing that there was a shit ton of rain up
Right.
north. They were running 200,000 CFS for like 4 days prior to that. So that blew out everything on the flats.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard that everything was muddy. There was debris everywhere. It was just not It was not a good place to be fishing that day.
I fished a gunpowder. I caught, me and my partner caught 35 keepers that day.
Wow.
The tournament you won?
JT.
I saw that the other day.
JT and Andrew.
Huh?
JT and Andrew.
Oh, they won. Oh, you had like 15 pounds or something.
Yeah.
What'd they have?
I won my club tournament Saturday, and this is the weekend before.
Oh, gosh.
They beat me by 600ths of a pound.
Nice.
So
Man,
we had
okay when that happens, because you're like, man, I kind of just depends
and
on
they
the scale.
and they won Lunker. They won Lunker by 700, like 700ths of a pound.
What was lunker?
4.5.
Oh, okay. That's a decent fish, though. Everybody say local?
Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
Nobody ran.
Nice.
I think one person went to Lake Seneca.
Oh, okay.
That's like the farthest anybody went.
Right. Any fish caught over there?
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. They had a limit.
Nice.
Well, we're in Seneca?
Yep.
Mhm.
Really? Is it fishing good now? So over there fishing good?
One of our teams went down there and caught like 12 pounds. They had 5 for like 12.
That's not bad. I know there was an SQ. There was a
Coming back too, right?
SQT a couple years ago. Somebody caught some fish over there. I'm not gonna say who. I mean,
All
that
of the
was 2 or
bags.
3
So
years
all
ago.
of like the top 4 or 5 bags came out of different places.
Really?
Yeah. So one came out of the pond. One came out of Joppatown. One came out of Dundee.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
They're still on milk run.
Yeah.
No. Everybody was fishing different places. That's 5 different
I see what you're
teams.
saying.
Yeah. So Jim and Richie, Jim Goins and Richie Martin, they stayed in Dundee all day. They had I think they had almost 15 pounds or just over 15 pounds.
Wow.
JT and Andrew went to the pond.
Dundee got grass.
Yes.
Nice.
JT and
Fishing
Andrew went
well.
to the pond.
Again, it's coming back. You think Dundee's coming back?
I do. I do think it's coming back. And the reason I say I think it's coming back is because in the last couple of years, I mean, there's been no grass in Joppatown, but Dundee's had plenty of grass. So I
Why
think,
wouldn't they go there, right?
what's that?
Why wouldn't they go there?
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying is
Makes
why.
sense.
And the other thing, and that's why I think Seneca is going to be decent and getting better and better, is because
Saltpeter as well.
right. Well, those places have grass, and now with the power plant gone, there's unrestricted access for those fish to get through without any sort of.
Well, they always had unrestricted access.
Yeah, but it's. I mean, there's not.
You couldn't go through that cut through.
Like you just can't go through there because there's a big ass metal wall.
Yeah,
Is it still there?
Wires
Is
and
the wall
wall
still there?
and everything.
The wall's still there.
Oh, it is. So you
I
still
fished
can't
that
go
wall
through.
before and catch nothing. I was like, what the hell? I was probably 5.
But yeah, I thought it was cool that everybody kind of fished at different areas. That did well. We were all now there's a echo.
Sorry, playing with the audio.
Everybody that did well, they were all fishing in different areas. We caught a crap ton of fish.
Did you?
We caught like 35 keepers.
Damn.
It's awesome.
Now, of those 35 keepers, like 6 of them helped us.
Right.
But
that's not a bad thing, though. I mean, if a healthy fishery
yeah, definitely
means
healthy.
you have to catch small fish.
Now it did. That bite was done in a week.
Really.
So my club tournament Saturday, fishing those same areas, I caught 6 keepers.
What's up, Jason?
The
What's
entire
up,
day.
Dan?
Is it the area that you and I talk about all the time?
Yes.
Oh wow. Yeah, I tried that once this year and never did anything.
So 3 weeks ago, give or take, which was the last time I fished it before I had it. It was 2 weeks before my TBF tournament was the last time I had practice down there because I wasn't touching it. I had 18 pounds.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so I went there for my TBF tournament. First fish was a 4.5 pounder. I was like, all right, it's gonna be a good day. And then the tide got blown out, and we caught like 25. I think we caught 25 keepers by 9 o'clock.
Wow.
We got there. We launched out of Dundee. We got there by 7. In 2 hours, we caught like 25 keepers, and then the rest of the day we caught like 10 to 15.
Damn.
But last weekend, I worked that stuff all day and caught 6 keepers.
Damn.
I called one time.
I hate those days, man.
It wasn't. The bite was just done. They were done spawning, and it was.
I think fish. A lot of places are done spawning. I really think the majority of fish are done spawning, and I don't know what it is, but it's like for me. I mean, I haven't fished a lot this year at all, but it seems like the spawn was just here and gone this year.
The weather's been so crazy.
Everything happened really quick this year.
Yeah, the weather's been.
And then,
thanks, Dan.
And then we got all that. And then all that rain came down and just destroyed the flats.
Yeah.
The flats are so jacked up now.
Are they really?
Yeah. Sundays sucked.
How's gunpowder looking?
Gunpowder's good.
Did it get real muddy?
I heard the quarry's real muddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I don't mind muddy.
Other than that, I fished the canals on last Monday, and it was dirty, but I caught some fish.
Yeah.
I didn't catch a lot of fish, but I caught one almost 5.
Yeah, usually after they're done spawning out, they start moving. They use those canals as like highways,
Yeah.
pathways.
Have you seen any grass in Joppa?
No. I also haven't really looked.
So that's another question. Is like, as we talked about on the show numerous times, is like, because I think you're right, Rob, that they use those canals as highways, but it's like
I'm almost.
they have to use a highway to go somewhere.
So it used to be to the grass.
Right. That's what I'm
Right.
saying. Is like, so if there's no grass for them to go to, where are they going?
Right.
And that's
Some of them are staying back.
Wherever the bait is. They're gonna go wherever the bait is.
And I think that's the question that we've had for a while, especially last year in the tournaments, is like, well, where are these fish really going? You know what I mean?
I think some of them are residents of fish that just stay there, and the rest move out and probably go into Lake Seneca or Dundee.
Where are these
You
fish
mean like
really
the gunpowder
going?
in general?
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think
like out some of past the
Um,
bridge.
Yeah,
are residents
I would
of
agree
fish
that
that
there's fish
they
that
just
move
stay
in and
there.
out.
And the rest move out and probably go into Lake Seneca.
Deeper water,
or-
deeper
where
water
are
holes.
these fish
Like
really
the
There ain't too
gunpowder.
many of them.
you know
on
what I
the
mean?
I think
bridge.
the bridge,
Some of them.
The train bridge. Yeah, I would agree that there's fish that move in and out.
I don't know why
And the rest
that's
move
that's
out
the
and
one
probably
bite I've
go into
never
Lake Seneca.
figured out.
Deeper water,
with
yeah.
gunpowder is
I
deeper
can never
water
do it
holes.
consistently.
Yeah, me neither. Like, you can go one day and you can
Wow,
catch
one day.
exactly. You can catch
Yeah,
hammers one day,
I
and
would
the next
agree
time
that
you go
there's
out.
fish that move in and out.
I don't know why.
And the rest
That's
move
one of that's
out.
the one.
It's
bite
very
I've never
inconsistent.
figured
And it
out.
seems like it's better like this time of year.
Yeah,
And like
you can go one day and you can
then
then
it gets worse.
Exactly. You can catch
Yeah,
hammers.
I don't know
one
what
day,
to do
and
in
the
this
next time
stuff.
you go out.
There's fish that move in and out.
I don't know why. That's one of that's
It's
the one. bite
very
I've never
inconsistent,
figured
and it
out.
seems like it's
kinda
better
echo.
like this
Echo.
time of year. And is the echo still going
And
on?
then it gets worse. Exactly. You can
still
catch
echoing.
I don't know what to do in this. How about now? Is it better now? I think it was because the Facebook video was on. That's my bad, and I had the sound on, even though I
Better?
couldn't hear it.
I don't know before.
Is it better now? Should be better.
Still echoes?
Damn, still? Okay, hold on. Let me get out of the Facebook thing real quick.
No, are we good?
Jason give it the thumbs up.
Wait, is the thumbs up good? Are we good or is it still echoing?
It's getting confusing.
Okay, we're
Way
good. It
better.
was the Facebook video.
There we go.
Okay.
Sorry
Thanks
about that.
for-
Yeah, that was
thanks,
my
folks.
bad. All right. So,
So yeah, I mean the gunpowder. I mean I've caught some. I haven't caught any real big ones this year. I mean we had our club tournament Saturday. We had one. I mean it was almost 5 for a lunker.
Yeah.
So I mean that's a good fish. I think it was 4 3/4.
No 6-pounders yet.
No, and
Come
I mean in this spring, like I didn't, in a lot of the, in the areas that I usually catch big fish, I didn't catch anything big.
Yeah, I know those
But I had
areas.
some. Well, I mean, I had one good bag down there that one day. I mean, I had 18 pounds, and I didn't really fish it for the next 2 weeks until
That's
until my
about
tournament.
that's about what's there though.
4-pounders are
Like-
pretty common.
One day in that area I've had, like 2 years ago, one day I had, I think 21 and a half, 22 pounds, but that's the
I
best
had
day
a
I've
day
ever
like
had
that,
over there.
It depends on. I mean, me and Tony are talking about one specific area, but like in the gunpowder in general. I mean, I've caught 20 multiple times down there, but
In
you know,
the
it's
canal.
there. But I mean, one fall before the TBF semifinal, I was up north pre-fishing. And I did not do anything up there. I caught like 3 fish all day, and it was like 3 o'clock, and I was coming by my house. I was getting ready to turn into my road. I was like, nah, I need to go catch some fish. And I
Done
went.
that before, too.
I went down. I fished for an hour and had 19 pounds,
I caught
and
a
that was
4.
in September.
Wow.
It was so weird. I caught a 4, a 5, and a 6 back to back one time.
I wish the gunpowder was still like
It
that.
just kept getting bigger every cast. I was like, what the hell?
I tell you, I really thought after going into last year, I really thought the gunpowder was getting a lot better every year, and last year really messed with my head a little bit, man. And
No,
it's like,
it started to go down 2 years ago when
Yeah.
when we lost the grass.
yeah, I mean, but you're right. I mean, it's definitely noticeable with the grass.
Took a nosedive.
Yeah.
Oh,
Chad said,
Patrick,
don't forget, people
Patrick-
like and share, please.
Patrick talking about Chad there. It's kind of funny talking some smack on Chad.
So
Oh, I've been saying that a lot lately. What's up, Pete? My brother's
Pete.
on.
has Pete been on Conowingo this year?
No, he sold his boat. He's been on a lot of pond fishing.
Oh, has
There
he?
you go.
Yeah.
He said he was there.
Oh, he was there. I think bank fishing, Pete? He's been doing like a lot of bank fishing. You know, I've been wanting to like go way, way upriver and just fly fish my way down. I know you only catch like little tiny fish, but it's fun, man.
Why would you catch?
I'm
more-
talking about on gunpowder.
Yeah,
I've
there's-
done it before.
There's bigger fish than you think up there.
Well,
Especially
not
with
where
the-
you're talking about. I'm talking about farther up because
no.
I go up there. Where
No,
you're
I'm
about.
talking like wading like up above Route 1.
Really? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. There's some big ones up there.
I've caught some. There's some big smallmouth up there.
Yeah. So I was catching like little smallmouth the last time I did it, but it's so much fun.
I've
You know
caught
what I mean?
I've caught a couple 17-inch smallmouth up there.
Wow.
I mean, they're not giant. You know, that's not not a giant, but for a creek, that's a big smallmouth.
Yeah.
I've gone as far up in the little gunpowder as you can get a boat, and I still have yet to catch a smallmouth up there. But I've seen them. I have seen them.
I caught smallmouth out of the quarry.
Really?
Yeah.
I got some videos where I catch smallmouth up there. They're not big though.
You know what? I almost wonder if because of the lack
Stripers,
of,
too.
I almost wonder if because of the lack of grass, like that's an area where a lot of those fish are staying in the summer.
There's grass up there.
There's grass up there right now.
Is there?
Yeah, you can
Way
see
up?
it. You can see it from the bridge.
The last few years, it's been since the grass stopped out across the minefield.
What up?
It's been oh crap! What's up, Chad? Yeah, thank you, sir.
Thank you. Here,
I'm good.
I got it. Fucking full house tonight.
Yeah, it's I mean, it's off. I mean, until the grass comes back, and hopefully, I've noticed that Foster Branch is cleaning up a lot faster
Really?
than it has been the last couple of years.
Really?
Yeah.
That's actually really good news.
So I went down. It was like a day or two after one of those heavy rains. Oh, I thought something looked off.
Yep. See, that's what happens when you let me run the show.
Chad got home,
I looked.
fixed
Daddy's
everything.
So
bring it in.
I was down. I was just down at the park.
No, we got to go a little farther. We got to get even closer.
There you go.
There we go.
I was just down at the park one day, and it was a day or two after some heavy rain, and it wasn't that like orange chocolate milk or
Really?
that it was. I mean, it was pretty muddy when I was down there today, but we got a lot of rain the last couple of days, so I'm curious to see what it would be like tomorrow.
Gunpowder is screwed.
It ain't that
It was
bad.
very, very muddy.
It's not that bad.
What'd you do?
Well, I
you go?
guess last weekend it was. It's been a full week now.
It wasn't bad Saturday.
The pond was good, but back in Clearside and back in the quarry, it was like orange.
It was that way last Monday.
Yeah.
It was really really dirty.
Yeah, it was.
They were
nasty.
still eating though.
You left your purse on her.
Class.
I'll have to get that later on.
Oh,
You know, Chad carries a man bag.
All right.
It's not a man bag, it's a
but I
satchel.
know, like the. I know on Saturday, we had some good fish come out of the canals, even if it was muddy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where our lunker came from in our club tournament.
Chad's right
Really?
there.
Almost 5 pounds.
The forbidden zone. Usually,
From one of our listeners, Mr. Ken Berry.
but the
Oh, good for him. Good job, Ken.
the forbidden zone does clear up first.
It never really
It's-
gets.
Yeah, I was
It
gonna
never
say
really
never
gets
gets
dirty.
Yeah, it doesn't really
Yeah,
get dirty like
it's
the
like
rest of the
you can
river.
always go back there after most rains, and
Yeah, it's almost always still relatively
Yeah.
clean back there.
honestly,
that
I feel like that's
happen?
why it holds a lot of fish though, because it's always decent water. There's always bait. No grass anymore.
The only time I ever saw it dirty was like when the gunpowder gets really high and it floods over.
Yeah.
But, back on that in that right
And then
corner.
you get that incoming tide washes a lot of like the mud and stuff back in there. When we were back there last weekend, it was clear, like it was really muddy out yonder, and then the incoming tide started coming in,
My bad.
and that mud line just came right back into the forbidden zone, and then we started catching fish on that mud line where bass were using it as an ambush point.
Yeah. That one
Yeah.
I was back there one
Yeah.
time, like after like some really really heavy rains, and it was actually flooding through the woods from the gunpowder.
Oh yeah, that's
Like back in the right corner.
that's like insane.
Like there were
high
troughs.
tides.
There were
Yeah.
troughs like dumping into there, and it
Really?
yeah.
Hey, what's
Wow,
up, John?
pretty
What's
cool.
up,
It
Tom?
was pretty wild.
Tom,
Tom and Miles with a good finish in the SFT tournament on Sunday.
That's,
I think they were ninth.
That's a deadly.
Ninth.
That's a deadly combination right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Miles are going to play.
Tough
in,
day. Good. That was a good. I mean, they had 16 pounds. Which was a good bag up there on that day.
What's
mean,
up,
it was
Lil John?
Super tough.
You fish, right?
So props to them. Yeah.
How'd you end
We
up?
had 4 for 10 pounds. I just dumped them on the back channel and went in.
Have the numeral.
I got me and Miles are going to
I can't
fish.
count in Roman.
I got blown off the main flat.
Count
Oh, did you?
Yeah, which sucked.
in English. I can't.
I caught a
don't
3
speak
I caught a
foreign.
3.5 out there. And,
Oh, my wife. Hey, man.
And then we got blown off. I went out there first thing when we launched. I was running out. I was gonna run straight to the back channel, and we're running out the mouth of the northeast. And I was like, man, this wind ain't that bad. Like we got to hit we got to hit the main flats first. So went out there and fished for about 30 minutes and caught a 3.5 pounder. And I was like, all right. And then about 20 minutes later, the wind started blowing 30 mile an hour. So
Patrick, apparently Conowingo has been just flowing a lot of water here recently because they have a lot of rains coming down from up north, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
And it's just keeping stuff all stirred up.
I'm worried about how I'm hoping that a lot of those fish had spawned already, but I'm every time we get a lot of rain in the spring, it worries me about how it's going to affect that spawn up there on Conowingo because a lot of those fish spawn Main River. So
especially the smallmouth.
yeah, so a lot of those eggs are going to get pulled
Did
off.
we
and
tell
stuff.
Rob that we had some presents for him?
You got presents for me?
We do
Oh,
have
yeah, we
presents
do.
for you.
We got a lot of presents for you.
nice. Nice. Andy. Oh, not Andy.
No, John.
JCS Marine from
JCS.
John.
I've been putting that video together for like 5 months and got nothing done on it because
It's all good.
there's a lot going on, but it is in the works.
Yeah,
so,
kind of.
so my brother
We'll see how
was
bad.
saying that he's been fishing like little rivers and streams up there.
Yeah.
So if you seen that picture, he caught a 5 pounder not long ago. I believe that was in the pond. You can see it's done spawned out.
Wow.
Yeah. Look
Yeah.
how if the fish is so long and the stomach just doesn't match.
The big one I caught in the gunpowder the other night. Hey, speaking of JCS, there's John right there. The big one I caught in the gunpowder the other night. It was probably the longest fish I've ever caught. in
With
the
no
gunpowder.
stomach, right?
But I mean, it wasn't skinny, but it wasn't like fat.
That's how my brother's fish was.
Like it was still. It was still a good fish. I mean, it was a 5 pounder, but
when you catch
but
one
it was
like that,
it was so long. I mean, the fish was like this long.
right. When you catch one like that, you'd be like before the spawn.
Yeah, when it came up,
probably-
I thought it was like a 6-7 pounder.
Right. Yeah, that was probably.
And then like I got it in, I'm
6.5
like,
or something.
it's kind of skinny.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just a super
Got
long
Rob,
fish.
we got,
It's a cool fish.
John,
Um,
Patrick, Tom. What's up, though?
But yeah,
Everybody getting on here.
let's talk a little bit about some tournaments that have been going on. Have you been watching any live
Oh
fishing?
God, dude, don't get me started now. I knew Paul was on there.
So
I want to talk about the Sabine.
no,
man.
no. Before we get to that, I want to go back a couple of weeks and talk about that BPT tournament on Nickajack and Chickamauga.
Yeah, I watched it.
The best finish of it. I'm not a BPT fan. That was like the best finish of a tournament ever.
I think
Like down to the wire, last cast, both hooked up. One gets it in, and one gets it in before the time cuts off. One doesn't, and 5-pounder at the buzzer wins the tournament for him.
Do you think BPT, the Bass Pro Tour, is going to, like, because Bassmasters, you think BPT is probably going to be the tournaments to watch?
They're entertaining, but they're not really relatable. So I don't think you're going to.
Because of the different format.
Right.
There's less drama with BPT.
That's all bass
yeah.
fishing is these days.
There is quite a bit less drama with BPT now.
Our boy Matt Heron
Boyd-
stole some beans.
Boyd,
out there.
Boyd has kind of kept his mouth shut, and imagine that,
That was a smart move.
right?
Tell
BPT's
Boyd
gotten a
be
lot better.
quiet and enjoy his millions.
Right.
Uh,
Yeah, that was a pretty neat one.
he had a podcast for a little while.
I really
Boy Ducky
actually,
did.
I didn't get a
Ducky had a
chance to
podcast.
watch a lot of it, but I thought that the Sabine River was actually a
Well,
really good tournament.
we've been going for a few weeks, so let's
true.
let's
Go
go
in
through.
order.
So Jake Lawrence won on Nickajack and
Patrick's
Chickamauga in the
right.
BPT. Beats Jacob Wheeler at the wire. I mean, like at the
Oh, yeah,
buzzer.
yeah,
Lands a
yeah.
5-pounder on a buzz bait. Like just wrenches this fish in. I mean, he hooks this fish and just. I mean, just like wrenches it in, flips it in. You know, with like 3 or 4 seconds to spare.
Let me ask you something, Paul, because I still don't get it. The NPFL.
Yeah.
Where the hell do you watch it at?
On their website.
Oh, you go to the
Yeah,
website.
you just go straight to
watch
their website, nationalprofessionalfishingleague.com.
They don't have a TV deal.
They do not,
Okay.
it.
but you can watch it directly from their website and YouTube. Their YouTube.
No forward facing.
No forward facing it.
And
I watched a little bit of that today.
Fritz fishes it still.
So you have Hackney, Swindle, Buddy Gross, John Cox is not fishing it because the schedule didn't line up for him this year.
Matt Heron.
Matt Heron, a lot of elites here. Patrick Walters.
Oh yeah, Patrick Walter's been doing.
He's been doing it for a while, but it's been, there's a lot of, it was like of the top 10 in angler of the year going into this tournament, like 5 of them were Elite Series anglers.
right.
It's
The
pretty
old
cool.
schoolers because of.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Like,
Scott Canterbury fishes it.
I wonder why Ish is not fishing it. Like Ish, he's still trying to do the open thing, right?
Yeah, it probably didn't line up with the opens
Yeah.
because you don't see anybody there. You know fishing the opens.
I heard that they're having less and less people show up
For what?
opens.
The opens?
That's what I heard, man.
225 people.
Yeah, I heard that it's getting hard to get 225 people.
They had 225 people.
co-anglers?
So
Is it a co-angler problem, or is it?
here's the thing. They had the one division is like 225 people. The other one's like 160.
Yeah.
So, but they've been no
You know how
problem.
rumors go.
They got no problems because there's plenty of people out there with there's plenty of people out there with money that have
Yeah.
the means to chase that.
They'll
They'll never have a problem getting people into that.
Giant forward-facing sonar battle still going on. I look at it this way: if that's how you want to catch them, go.
Go
More
then go
power
catch
to
'em.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like-
Who am I to tell you how to catch a fish? You know what I mean?
Right. Just like if I like catching them on a crankbait and you like catching them flipping, like I'm not gonna tell
going
you.
flipping. And
Oh,
you're throwing
you-
a jig head minnow.
You caught them on a crankbait. That doesn't, I caught them flipping. I'm better.
Yeah.
Like I don't like who cares.
So I had fun dragging my little jig around.
The
For
thing
the
was-
last
So-
few years, I have fun dragging my.
So if you
little
want to
jig.
talk about the Sabine, Tony, and we're talking about forward-facing sonar, the big controversy is these forward-facing sonar guys, they can't catch them anywhere else.
Yeah, that's got proven wrong.
Koya and Taku were in the top 10 on the Sabine.
Both points have been proven.
and guess what
so,
Taku was-
like
Taku was-
Jason said, it's
Taku was
politics because they've been caught without using forward-facing sonar, tournament's been won this year too. So it's like it's kind of blending in, which is really where it needs to be. You know what I mean?
I think you're going to see it also spread, like the techniques. Like you're starting to see the techniques open up. Like it went from everybody's throwing a jig head minnow to now so many different techniques are being used with forward-facing sonar.
Perspective mode and all that.
Well, yeah, perspective mode and it just other baits, cranking with forward-facing sonar. Throwing the old Nico rig, throwing glide baits, throwing, all of this stuff on forward-facing, utilizing forward-facing sonar.
That'd be wild throwing a glide bait.
I'm pumped to
Oh, it's so
glide baits
crazy.
on forward-facing
I
sonar.
threw it today.
Crazy.
I threw a glide bait a decent amount today.
It would probably make you
Still-
so angry.
still ain't
because
gonna help
probably
you if
get
you're
so
frogging,
many
right?
followers, but it's about moving that thing correctly to actually trigger a bite
No.
on that glide bait.
You want to know what gets you angry is when you get all those followers and you're
pull
like,
them.
damn, why can't I catch any of these? And then
Yeah,
you
yeah.
realize they're all gizzard shad that are just
That too.
following your bait.
Yeah.
You just gotta get them close to the boat, start doing figure eights.
So
I want to catch one like that badly. That shit looks
A
cool.
figure eight, yeah.
The figure eight.
like Palanick did on Fort.
I
you see that?
originally had seen like big bass streams do it. I
Did you
didn't
see Palanick did it in the Elite Series at Fort?
Dang, I gotta watch that.
Yeah, watch
So
that.
Jim has a good
You didn't hear
comment.
that, did you?
No, I didn't.
Palanick was throwing a glide bait on Fork, and he had one follow it to the boat and just started
figure
figure
eighted
eighting
it?
it and caught a 6-pounder.
I seen big bass
That's
streams do it
wild.
one time, and I was like, that was cool as shit, dude. It's just like,
Click studio mode again.
Okay,
So-
cool.
and
So,
Kevin's
yeah,
boy,
I mean, we had-
Alston,
we had-
Neri, he's big.
We had Lake Fork, huge weights at Lake Fork this year. Chance of they were flirting with they were flirting with the all-time weight record that Paul Elias holds. Koya was on pace to do it. He had a bad last day. Only caught 24 pounds on the last day.
Only
Times are tough.
Only caught 24 pounds.
more
on
than
the
what
last
most
day.
of us will ever catch.
Times are tough, man.
I've caught 24 pounds one time.
I caught 24 pounds. I caught 24 pounds today with
yeah.
Buckland. It was awesome. And he brought up a really good
How's
point
Buck
today.
doing?
Are they just starting to spawn in lock right now?
No, they're
No,
done
they're done.
everywhere.
They're done?
They're done.
Yeah.
There's definitely some spawners left back in the Forbidden Zone.
Does Buck have a reservoir boat?
Oh yeah.
I thought so. I thought I remember it.
So
Here's the thing, Jim, and I've mentioned this on here before, so I'll keep this quick. It's not just forward-facing sonar that's allowing them to jump to the pros so quickly. It's access to information.
yep.
YouTube, every pro for the last 30 years has put everything they've ever learned on YouTube to make money. That's just the nature of where we're at now. Like if you want to learn about a shad spawn, you can go on YouTube and look at shad spawns, and in 45 minutes you can know everything that you need to know about a shad spawn. Just like any other technique, if you want to learn a new technique, go to YouTube. It's access of information. So on top of that, these kids are starting in tournaments when they're 11, 12 years old, fishing national level high school tournaments, national level college tournaments before
That's
they
what I
even
was
get
gonna
into the
say.
pros.
Yeah.
So you have the access of information. The system is set up for them to succeed.
You know what sucks worse than all of them catching them on forward faces sonar and all that? They don't look exactly the same. I don't know who's who.
Yeah.
So Buckland
like those-
actually.
What
I feel
you know
like
what I
I
don't
feel
like?
like that high school and that college fishing, like those tournaments and stuff that are run through those sanctions. Like I feel like that's become a lot more popular now
Oh,
than it was
100%.
back in the day.
So I was
There was no college fishing back in the day.
a couple years
Is that what
ago.
you're saying?
I was
Right.
Well, back in the day for me and you were two different things.
So a couple years ago, me and Kevin were talking to Wesley Gore down on the Gunpowder when he was practicing for the Open, and he was telling us about high school tournaments in Alabama, and their high school tournaments in Alabama pull 500 boats.
Have a good night, Patrick. Thanks for joining, brother.
Yeah, Jim's
thanks
right
for-
about that point too. Though.
500
That's the thing, it's politics.
Think about that though. Their high school tournaments are pulling 500 boats.
It's a lot. It's crazy.
That's a lot.
That's insane.
Yeah.
First of all, it's too many boats. Like that's too
It
many
is.
boats for a single tournament. Like you need to break that. You need to break that stuff
Yeah,
down.
it should be regions or something.
But imagine that. I mean, we might high school in Maryland, like if you combined like all of the like junior trails,
10, 15 boats, maybe.
15 boats maybe.
Maybe. So there's
They
that.
get 500.
So when me and Buckland were fishing today, he brought up a really good point because I was telling him a story. I was fishing with Miles about a month ago, and I pulled out a bait that he looked at me and he's like, "What the hell's that old man shit doing on my boat?" And I was like, "Just watch."
What was it?
Don't.
His old man bait
Come
on his
man.
old boat.
I want to know what the old man
Like,
bait
don't.
is.
And he's like, "Give me one of them." And then I was joking with Buckland.
Was it a cream worm?
No, I was joking about it with Buckland today, and he's like, you know what's happening? He's like, he's like, eventually in the near future, we're gonna get to a time where this younger generation of anglers is we're gonna move past the point of they're learning everything, like you said on YouTube or whatever. We're at a point now where
I love
these guys.
the no skunk sticker is my favorite.
Yeah.
These guys are learning shit only off of the internet and not like some of that old tried and true stuff. And that stuff's going to come back, I'm telling you. Like
I totally believe that some of these things they're gonna come in. They're
gonna
gonna
cycle.
come around full circle. It's going to cycle.
Well,
They're gonna develop new baits. The fish have never seen. The fish are going to fall for those baits for a while, and then they're gonna get used to that because that's what everybody's gonna be throwing.
That somebody's gonna pick up a spinner bait.
Exactly.
Beat
So
on
it's just like the chatterbait was like this thing. Everybody was only throwing chatterbaits. Now, obviously,
Still
like
is.
they were still throwing spinnerbaits.
but not
Like,
as much.
not as much. Now I feel like you pick up a spinnerbait now, and I'm getting bit more on spinnerbaits than I was on chatterbaits. It's just a different presentation.
But look, so Jim says experience.
I
Experience.
started noticing that a while back.
So Jim,
They see so many
yes,
damn
experience counts in the
chatterbaits.
long run. But think about how much experience these kids have coming out of college when they've been fishing national level tournaments since they were 12 years old.
people also
They've got 10 years of experience fishing outside of their home waters by the time they're out of college and ready to pursue the
Dude,
opens.
When I was young, you had
crazy.
to watch it on TV.
For an hour, you got those nice hour clips.
Yeah,
I wish I would go
had
back to that.
I had to watch it on TV, and
Those
when
were
I
good.
wanted,
Those were good.
if I wanted to
So much
lure
better
some
than
Bass Pro Shop, I would get the master catalog in the mail. I'm talking about when I.
Oh, Andre, I know you love your baby ones. I see you on the vintage crankbait page all the time.
And I
Those
was
mans,
what
those
bait
baby
did he
minus
say?
ones, yeah.
Baby one.
Yeah, the minus one. You would have to write down like the lure number and
Right.
then like call Bass Pro Shop
Yeah.
on the house
Through
phone.
the catalog.
yeah, and that's how you had to get baits, and you had to read Bassmaster magazine to learn anything.
Here's the other thing though,
Jim,
like,
the systems set up better for them. And so they don't have the struggle.
They got overnight tackle warehouse.
well,
you
their
know,
experience. Like, here's the
Overnight
question,
that shit.
right?
You can get the
Have it-
experience
have it in
without
the
the
bar.
struggle now.
The
game has changed.
I think
And
experience.
this isn't a forward-facing sonar thing. This is just
Yeah.
the nature of tournament fishing has changed.
I
It's
think
definitely different.
experience starts on the couch. And what I mean by that is, if you are somebody who, let's say you have 100 days a year to fish.
Life's not fair.
Like, if you, let's say 100 days a year to fish, and you spend another 100 days when you're not fishing, watching every tactical bass and wired to fish video, like, you're still learning, even though you're not on there, you're still putting in the time to when you go out, you have your mindset in there.
You
Like,
gather that extra. You can gather that extra knowledge. Like you can go out on the water and piece something together, and then come home and watch some informational video on
refine it.
YouTube
Right.
and refine what you're doing, or plug in something different.
Right.
that's the
Like,
big
look,
thing.
And
you know,
it's
this
so
didn't
much-
work for me
yeah.
today. You know, this didn't work for me today. Let me jump on YouTube and, you know, see what I can try out the next time.
Back in the day, all you had was watching it on television on freaking Saturdays,
Yep.
and seeing what old Roland Martin was
Which was
throwing
just-
around.
and
Which,
Hank
you know
Parker.
what I mean? Like,
And honestly, that was
Hank
just
Par- yeah.
honestly that was just fish porn.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah.
for lack of a better term, you know, they were just showing fish catches.
Yep.
You know,
Paul
it
might
was
be the
an
only one.
8-hour tournament condensed into an hour show, so all you got for an hour were fish catches.
Or 3-day
Paul
tournament.
Paul might remember this show, the Orlando Wilson.
Yeah, Orlando Wilson was good.
Then you had Hank Parker, Bill Dance, Roland Martin.
Oh yeah, best theory for fishing nowadays is the bent pole
But I feel
theory.
like that bent pole theory's been around for a long time.
It has. It's gotten way worse.
That's because there's more people out there now.
I think it's more people who don't have
What's the mega bass blowy? I'm not familiar.
It's a crankbait.
Oh, it's
They have some
crankbait.
at
That's why I'm not familiar. I got my go-to.
I haven't
crankbait.
seen that one yet.
Right, Jason. Like Jason said, when you're not married and you don't have children, you have all the time in the world to work on your craft and be selfish.
Mm-hmm.
And
I
that's,
don't have that kind of time. I am married and have children.
and that's
Grandchildren.
What, you know, and that's
Yeah,
what,
grandchildren.
and that's what you're seeing with these newer guys coming up. You know, they're young.
Fish like 300 days a year.
They don't have a family. You know, they can literally spend 300 days a year on the
They're
water.
just living out of their truck.
Yeah, we need a technique for 20-mile-an-hour wind and post front every weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They ain't
Yeah.
kidding.
Greg, that's called a spinnerbait. Just go keep throwing. Just go throw a spinnerbait.
Spinnerbait in the wind.
You'll catch fish. You might not catch the best five, but
But
you'll
it's
catch
I mean,
one.
dude, sometimes
Muddy,
it's like,
too.
so what's the best method for throwing bottom contact baits in the wind? Do you just up your
Don't
weight?
do it.
Up your weight.
I don't do it either.
I know, like, I don't like doing it in the wind either, but sometimes if they're not eating on a moving bait and you need to slow it down and it's blowing 20 miles an hour, what do you throw, a 3/4 to a 1 ounce jig at that point because it just maintains the bottom contact so much better?
Yeah.
So
pretty much.
Yeah.
So like for example, like
Carolina rig.
say I'm on Conowingo and I'm throwing a drop shot, and the wind's gassing. Like I a couple years ago I fished a tournament with Greg, and it was blowing like 25 mile an hour out of the north.
I remember that
like
one.
waves coming over. Like you were fishing with Kevin. He knocked like 2 of his units off with the waves.
Yeah.
I hate those kind of
So,
things, man.
You know, typically up there I throw a 1/4 ounce drop shot. I just up to a 1/2 ounce. I did the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, it just kept the wind from blowing it. You know, and if I'm throwing like a Texas rig, you know, I'll up from throwing like a 3/16 to like a 1/2 ounce or a
I feel
7/16.
like it will definitely take a little bit of your sensitivity away, obviously, because your line is kind of moving around with the wind and whatnot. But
It does, but the heavier weight helps with that too.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
When it gets real muddy like that, they seem to gravitate towards the wood and hang tight to it.
Well, it's
Shallow, just shallow. Yeah.
Clouds in the hood, bass on the wood.
Or not. and by shallow, I mean bank.
Yeah.
Like when it gets muddy, like they'll be right on the bank.
The worst is like a flood tide because
Greg says my tactic was sleeping in.
Well, see. You're staying home. How are you staying home on the gunpowder, Greg? That's it. That's your water. It's your water.
Yeah. I mean, just stay in Dundee.
What direction is the wind blowing?
Greg, any bites on the boat
Well,
yet?
that's right. They got a tournament tomorrow
Let's see. What direction is your wind blowing tomorrow?
on the GP. Blowing the tide out.
Probably.
Yeah, it's west than northwest.
Oh yeah. You might if you fish tomorrow, you might as well stay.
Don't
in
go to the
Dundee.
pond.
Yeah.
So
You'd be
on
better off
that.
staying in Dundee tomorrow.
So their last club tournament was at a Joppatown. It was the same day as our TBF tournament, and like JT when he came out of the pond, like he's like, dude, do you see my? I was like, hey, did you get out of the pond okay? And he's like, do you see my boat? And I look back at it, his motor is covered in mud.
When you're back there and the wind's blowing the right direction, man, you gotta be careful.
Days
Like-
Cove will evaporate very
Like
quickly.
I talked to Frank at 9:30 that day, and he was like, "Dude, I almost got stuck coming out of the pond." And JT didn't come out till 11 o'clock. He was like,
all
yeah.
propped of mud.
He's
Propped
like,
of
yeah,
mud.
we got out barely. I think Greg got stuck. If I remember, somebody told me Greg did get stuck.
You gotta know what to look for
It was
when,
low
Yeah.
though.
Dude, one Thursday nighter,
Yeah, Greg had to get out and push.
I was leaving, and I go by Paul. I'm going down the canal. I go by Paul, and I was like,
He's like,
Paul,
"You-"
dude, we gotta get out of here, man. And Paul was like, "No, I'm gonna stay a little while. We still got time." I said, "All right, man, but that tide's moving
made it.
out."
If I hadn't got
When
hung
I
on
didn't
that
see you
wall,
at weigh-in for a while, I was like, "Should I go look for him?" Then you showed up. Remember, you were all wet. You was like,
I got
Was that
hung
the
up-
Thursday?
I got hung up on a log.
"Yeah."
Yeah, I hung my boat on a log.
You were fishing with Candace that day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yep, we would have been
Was a
fine.
good jig
I just got
trailer.
off. I just got
The
off
spicy
my,
beaver.
got off my my line a little bit, and I the back of my boat like drifted over while I was coming out, and it went on top of a log and just got stuck.
Is that the new boat or the old one?
Yeah,
new one.
Tom's right, man. You get out in Days Cove, you sink to your knees just in the mud.
Yeah.
Days
Yeah,
Cove is not a good place to get out of the
Spicy
boat.
Beaver's a good jig trailer, and Jason. Well, you got a kayak.
Who was
dude.
asking?
It's
Who was
like
asking about
only
jig
3
trailer?
inches of water.
That was
Andre?
Andre. Get the Noki Mighty Mama. Yeah, that's not.
I think he means Norries.
Oh, the Norries. I love Norries. Dude.
He might have gotten auto corrected.
I like the Rage
Did you mean
Car.
Norries? The Norries?
The
Mighty
Rage
Mama?
Car or the Reaction Innovation Sweet Beaver.
A long
That's a
time.
good
Yeah,
one.
that's what I said. The sweet beaver,
I'm kind of old school.
spicy beaver too.
I mostly throw a chunk trailer of some sort.
Yeah,
I like a
yeah.
chunk trailer.
They just have a little bit
sent you
smaller of a
guys,
profile to help like dumb it down a little bit.
I just like that it's less action.
I sent you guys
Because-
a picture of a Norris. frog
Especially
long time
around
ago.
around the gunpowder.
I feel like the Sweet Beaver doesn't have a ton of action either. It's
No,
kind
but
of
it's a big, it's a sweet beaver.
Much
You put a sweet
bigger
beaver in,
profile.
much
It's got
bigger
that
profile.
yeah.
flat sides.
Jason said they had the rescue guy that got stuck in the mud. Interesting. Yeah, I could see
Yeah,
that. I
mud
mean,
will suck you in.
Yeah,
dude.
well,
I've duck hunted a little bit in that, not in Days Cove,
Well,
obviously.
you get
but near it.
airlocked
I
in
mean,
that
it's-
shit too. Like it'll just
Yeah.
like
a
lock
2-inch
you
metal
in by,
plate
like,
just outside the
vacuum.
ramp at Peach Bottom, just below the water line. Found it with my boat yesterday. Let
That's
me know.
from the ramp. That's from the. All right, so
Let me know which ramp that's
found
on,
it.
because me and Tony are going up there.
so that's from the dock. The dock is gone, by the way. I don't know if you knew that.
No,
Yeah, it got destroyed.
really.
I didn't tell you that. Oh, that's
Yeah.
my bad. Yeah, so the dock at Peach Bottom.
How do you get in the boat?
The little one over on the left side
Yeah.
is fine. The big one that used to go out and make
then
like
make
a
the
rail,
right, yeah.
yeah, that one's gone. It's been destroyed completely. I mean, there's like parts of it still there, but half it's underwater. Oh, Tom said they rebuilt the docks. Okay, never mind. So it was destroyed.
Tom would know.
What happened?
He was
only
just-
out there
he-
every day.
He's like part
He
fish.
was just up there, so.
So what happened to it is when it got real cold, it froze, and then the ice broke away, and it pushed it down. So it ripped the shit out.
Jason, where did that happen at?
Oh no.
I feel like I read about that
I thought he was talking about the
guy that got stuck up to his
Days
waist.
Cove. I thought that's what Jason was talking about. Not sure.
Okay.
Rebuilt it. I heard Greg just said the same thing.
Left side, it's just outside
What's
the
up,
ramp
Kyle?
on like 5 feet. Damn. That sucks.
KB, what's up, Kyle Barney? Who's the sexy man? Because there's a lot of sexy men in here. That was gay. Sorry.
I think he was talking about Rob.
Scoot away from Chad after that comment.
So I kind of want to talk a little bit about the Sabine River, and the reason why.
I want to talk more about why the Sabine sucks when everything else in Texas is so good.
Yeah, what's
So
up with that?
I do want to talk about that, but
a
I
good
also
point.
my point
well, the
is
Red River too is.
Yeah,
or is that is
the
that?
Red River is just as bad.
Yeah.
Yep. I want to say
Kyle's
Well,
all
I'll
the
say
big
that's
daddies
more
over here.
Mississippi, I think. though.
I think that tournament is actually a great tournament for Bassmaster.
Really?
Yeah,
For what reason?
because
the struggle.
Well, look, here's the deal, right? And
That's what I keep saying.
a lot of
Chris.
people are going to disagree with me. Everybody that watches Bassmaster doesn't live on a place like Lake Fork or
Easy, Jim.
I was laughing at Jim.
we're talking about the Sabine, Paul. But my point is, the reason why I think it's a good tournament to have in the rotation is because everybody that watches Bassmaster doesn't live on a place like Lake Fork, Chickahominy, Smith Mountain Lake, Potomac. You know what I mean? Like, we're actually very lucky for the areas that we get to fish. But like, there's I was just in Iowa, right? I think it's called Saylorville Lake. The biggest bag on Saylorville Lake that you'll see all year is like 13 pounds.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like, for some guys, it's just so it's so you can't
up,
relate
Larry?
to going to a place like Lake Fork and catching 25 to 30 pounds.
38,
Yeah, and it's not even feasible.
40. I think what we lived to have that one year 42 on the last
Yeah,
day.
so it's like, I think that the Sabine's a good tournament because there's so many people that watch Bassmaster who
The other-
fish in places where it's like, hey, 12 pounds a day is going to win.
The other cool thing about it was the how many different styles of fishing were going on. You know, you had guys throwing crankbaits, you had guys throwing spinnerbaits, buzzbaits, flipping. Taku was punching.
Yeah.
You know, there was all kinds of stuff going. You know, all kinds of different techniques that were going on, which I thought was pretty cool. And you know, you got to see guys getting out of their comfort zone, especially like the forward-facing guys.
So what Bassmaster Classic had the biggest turnout?
I don't know.
You know, and KVD won it.
Red River. Well,
The one in Jersey, Philly. I think it was actually in Philly.
Delaware River.
Delaware River.
that was Ike.
I think it was in
Ike won.
Philly. No, he came in second, right?
Ike won.
Did Ike win it?
Yeah,
Either way, what was the weight?
Probably nothing.
not a
Yeah.
lot,
Yeah,
but bigger than the Sabine though.
but that.
Yeah.
But if you watch the episode, the people there loved it.
Yeah, I mean it's
There's so many tournaments in Texas and stuff like that. Philly don't see tournaments like
it's
that.
nice seeing them do something different.
Right,
Like,
that's
you
what
know
I'm saying.
that's all I'm saying.
I think it's
because
cool, honestly.
when you go to these bigger lakes like these Texas, you know, like the bigger Texas lakes, they end up being won the same way every time, and that's pre forward facing sonar.
Greg said Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Ohio River. That's what it was. Ohio River.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you're gonna see it's Lake Fork in May. It's gonna be one on offshore hard spots. Doesn't matter if there's forward facing sonar or not. It's gonna be one on offshore hard spots.
Yeah.
Just because guys were using forward facing sonar doesn't mean guys weren't going to be out deep doing
So it was
Same stuff.
Pittsburgh. So it was Ohio River and KVD. Yeah, he
Beat Aaron Martins.
Aaron Martins.
Aaron
Aaron Martins
Martins
was
was still
fishing
fishing
up
out
under
of
that bridge. I think Ike went like up some river or something like that.
Who was that hearing the other day?
Ike was like the favorite though. He was like the fan favorite there.
Yeah, Jim, I'm flying down on June 4th, and we're going to Fort Myers Airport. That's where we're flying to.
Oh, nice.
So one of the pros that fished that classic actually caught most of their fish on a MEP spinner.
Really?
Yeah,
That's pretty
because they
cool,
were so
actually.
small. They were just they were
Don't
throwing like a
underestimate
little,
the
a little MEP spinner.
Oh, the 1 inch
Still
Mr.
a
Twister.
There's nothing wrong with
little
them
1 inch
MEPs, man.
Mr.
They'll still
Twister.
get tore
Yeah.
up now.
Dude, I caught so many. Like when I was younger, I caught so many fish on MEP
Eventually, those MEPs,
First
those
best.
inline spinners are going to come back, and they're going to start getting hammered.
Well, they
Somebody-
still make the big ones. Like
spinners. So they still make all the MEP spinners.
yeah.
Somebody was throwing
I'm
a.
working on a Maps chatter
You'll
currently.
Wait, you are?
Yeah, I wish I was
Okay,
closer,
you'll-
Jim.
or,
I thought about it.
Rob, yeah, you'll know this one. There was somebody in the Sabine throwing a snagless Sally.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh wow.
A snagless
What
salad.
the hell
yeah.
is
It's an
that?
old inline bait. It was Mark Menendez.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
Snagless Sally is an old weedless inline spinner.
Interesting.
Do you know what an inline spinner is?
Dude, I have
Well,
one
now
of
you
these.
do know.
I actually have
Is
one
it
of these.
is it weedless just because it has that weed guard on it?
Yeah, that's the weed guard.
Yeah, that's the weed guard. So it's just a little metal weed guard.
I have never found those weed guards to work any better than one that doesn't have one.
Well, it just allows it
That
to
one got the old
like
rubber
if,
skirt.
like
Maybe
mostly
like gently
like,
roll
like
over it,
grass.
kinda
Like if you come through grass, it'll just like roll over. It'll just scoot over top of the hook,
right.
just like a jig. Think of it like a jig. But
Used
yeah,
to be this.
Mark Menendez was catching his fish on a snaglish Sally.
You know
That's
who
the
else
coolest
is
shit.
really
Jim says
into,
that was a girl in school.
other,
Snagless Sally.
Old school lure fisherman. Fishes a lot of old school lures. Is Bernie Schultz. He's
Yep.
also a lure.
Yeah, it's my uncle, right?
Huh?
Yeah, it's my uncle.
Oh yeah, Tony Schultz and Bernie Schultz. Makes sense now.
another-
I never put that together.
Another guy really big
I'm kidding,
into.
it's not my uncle.
There's a Wagner on the.
He's a little wild, but
Bass Houses.
I feel like the twin tail grub is definitely still used as trailers.
Oh yeah.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
especially on like swim jigs. Twin tail grubs,
Right.
kill
The tube never went away.
So here's another guy you were talking
Yes,
about.
it did. Don't fish it.
You were talking about.
Never went away for smallmouth.
What's up, Ken?
You were talking about antique lures. Tom
Ken Berry in the
Mansour
house.
is a huge antique lure connect.
Yeah, I've seen his basement on that. I've seen an episode where they went in Tom Mansour's basement and he had like every lure he ever bought.
We know where some of those baits came from.
Yeah, Epic Eric.
No,
No.
even closer.
Huh?
Guy fishes the gunpowder a lot. You know.
My next guest after Epic
That's
Eric
the
was
way
going to
out.
be Frank.
I don't know who that is.
Frank was going to be my next guest.
Thank you.
Yeah, Tom Mansour bought a bunch of lures from Frank on eBay.
Yeah,
really?
Yeah, because
cool.
You ain't seen I've seen Frank post some stuff all
Thank
the
you.
time, and I was like, because you always told me Like, dude, you got
KB!
Frank. And
So-
then I seen him post some stuff, and I was like, oh,
Chatterbait
yeah.
Mighty Max or Mini Max?
It's got to be the Mini Max. The Mini
never
Max
heard
is
of a Mighty
awesome.
Max.
The Mini Max is fucking awesome.
I have not caught. I've never caught a fish on it.
Really?
Never
I
caught fish.
love them. I love them. They're very specific when you're going to use
Have you tried the Jackhammer Micro or whatever it's called?
Dude, I
They
don't
came
think
out-
I
they
ever
came out
seen
with
the
a compact-
Bandit Footloose.
Oh, really?
Jackhammer. The Bandit Footloose.
Yeah, I'm not.
It's
familiar
a
with
it's a
Footloose.
super shallow diving bandit.
If you want to go old
It's a
school,
little tiny
crankbaits,
square bill.
Wiggle warts,
I got a couple
the
of them.
Big O.
I got a big O in my box right now.
Yeah,
Never leave home without it.
So
the -1.
I have I know a couple in February, I think, when we had right around the time we had Arden on, we were talking about rods and stuff like that. So at the flea market, I bought one of those caching rods. I think it might have been Frank's,
Probably.
but it was the 7.6 medium heavy moderate.
Mm-hmm.
This thing is a pool noodle. Mm-hmm. Like, it's unbelievable that I mean, in my opinion,
Crankbait rod.
it's a pool noodle. Like, it's unreal.
It's a crankbait rod, dude.
But
that's
it's like,
a crankbait rod.
I don't know, man.
I'm still trying to figure out what you
Dude,
mean by pool noodle.
if you picked up some of my crankbait rods, like you would think the same thing.
It's ridiculous. I mean, don't get me wrong. I caught a lot of fish on it, and they stay hooked up. I mean, they're just. I get why, but it's like it's so weird. Like, how the fuck can you say that this is a medium heavy?
Well,
It's just-
because
I don't know.
it's a medium heavy moderate action. You're used to a medium heavy fast action. So the noodliness of it is really because it bends so much farther down the blank.
Yeah.
It still has the power. It just it's got a parabolic bend. Where like a fast action only bends in the last third of the rod.
I will say you can launch a little like a rock crawler with that thing. I mean,
yeah.
you can just launch it, man.
But on a moderate action,
Love the rock crawler.
your backbone doesn't start until below halfway down the blank.
I actually found another crankbait. When the hell was that?
Oh, that's what I wanted to say too. You know, for the people that are like bringing up older crankbaits and the balsa baits, you know, I believe it's Cliff Pace that owns Black Label, isn't it?
Yep.
He remakes a lot of those baits. They got different names, but he remakes them, and they're balsa.
He's got some pretty interesting plastics
Like the
too.
peanut, he's got the peanut, which is basically the WC mud.
Yep.
Yeah.
Have you seen Have you seen some of his plastics?
No, I haven't seen.
He makes some
the
pretty
plastic.
cool plastics.
I gotta check them out.
Yeah, he makes some really cool baits.
Oh. Now we see what Chad's been shopping for.
Right. So
Is it the Lucky Strike?
no, it's different. It's I can't remember what it's called.
That
It's,
was a good bait that came up too.
long
the
story
fresh
short,
side.
you guys know I love the rock crawler. I
love the rock crawler.
But you're
I-
cheap, so you found a cheaper version.
No, it's the same black. But yes, but it's literally the same. Hold on, I'm gonna find it on Tackle Warehouse. Damn it! I bought like 5 of them. They look pretty good. They really do.
I thought you was gonna say T-Mill. Got a couple of these. They're just like the rock crawler. T-Mill has them for 50
Headhunter.
cents.
That's what it is. The Headhunter crank. And it's literally.
What is
it's
the difference?
There's no difference.
Who makes the headhunter?
I have no idea.
There is a difference, I'm sure.
But it's literally it's
It
the
doesn't
same.
even have, like, a
It's the
company.
same bait, dude.
Maybe
Well,
headhunter is the name of the company.
Oh, so that's not a Spro bait.
No, it's the same bait though.
How is Spro not taking them to
got-
court for that bait?
Got
Right?
because they
zero
don't-
reviews.
Because you have it's not easy to patent a bait.
Yeah.
But the
Because
blank is
you
identical.
only have to it only has to be like a 20% difference in order for it to be considered not.
They even
not
got the
for
same
patent.
colors.
That's why
Yep.
Z-Man didn't patent necessarily the bait. They patented the
The Johnson Silver Minnow.
blade
You love
to
that cow?
the blade to head connection was patented by Z-Man.
So look.
Which that patent has ran out.
So look. If you
know the
guys
Johnson
like.
Silver Minnow.
If you guys like the
I
rock
haven't seen one of
crawler.
Remember
those.
that?
The
little
spoon, man.
Yeah.
So if you
The
guys.
weedless spoon.
So if you guys like the rock crawler, I
Powell
love the
used
rock
to make
crawler.
one too.
This bait is like $5 cheaper, and you can get them cheaper than this. Like you can get them on other websites for like $5.
They were the same price as the Spro rock crawler.
No, rock crawler's cheaper.
He said there's a
Rock
different
crawler's-
website
Rock
that you
crawler's
gotta
like
go to.
$10.99.
No, like $5.
I think it's
on
more.
a different website.
Shit,
Because I think a rock
CRA
crawler. How
might
much
be.
is a rock crawler?
We're gonna find out here in a second.
Did you get
Just
like,
put in
Par- did you get, like
crawler.
Parkinson's when you were
Just
trying
spell
to
out
type that?
crawler.
I don't know how to know.
There you go. They're $11.99, so you save $3.
Okay, sure enough.
You can buy some. You can replace some of them.
Yeah, but if you're buying 10 at a time, right?
Yeah.
That's a difference. You know, that's $30
No,
of a difference.
it's a dollar difference because I'm gonna have to change the hooks.
I don't know about that.
Spro-
Oh, they have a rock crawler
And,
casting rod. Oh my god.
Anywhere there's grass, you can usually find snakeheads.
Honestly,
Oh yeah.
I'm not so
Than any of the rivers.
keen on exactly where there's
Dundee.
good snake. Yeah, I mean Dundee is
Dundee's
always
a
probably
good,
a decent place
always
to
a good
go.
place. I mean, if you're going from like a kayak or john boat or something like that, Dundee's.
I know there's
great.
good snakehead out on the flats, but it's about finding where they're more concentrated.
Yeah, they're harder to find on the.
So
flats.
the thing with the rock crawler though is it already comes with Gamakatsu.
Remember when the GP had them real
So,
bad?
that's
They were
$1
easy to
a hook.
find.
A couple years ago, man, it was like
So it's
every
really-
other
you're
cast
saving-
was
you're saving
fucking
a buck.
But the
snakehead.
flats is so freaking big.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what she said.
Hey, has anybody heard anything from the Potomac? How's the Potomac fishing this year? I haven't really
It's been
heard a
pretty
whole
good.
lot from it
Except they got it's trashed right now.
because of the
Are you friends with
Rodney called.
Which like I'm drawing a blank with his name now. Paul
So-
knows him too.
So Rodney caught 12 pounds in the BFL last weekend, and that cut a check.
wow.
On the tip of my tongue, can't remember who's
No, Kyle. There's no snakehead in Maryland,
the
right?
guy that goes up Anna with us sometimes. Really good on the Potomac.
Lou?
Fucking name is on the tip of my tongue.
CJ.
CJ.
Yeah.
You know CJ Kraft.
Well,
He'd be the man to ask.
it was trashed so bad that CJ didn't fish the BFL.
Wow.
Yeah, there was floating debris fields, chocolate milk.
Pushed
Yeah,
them
it
fish
was-
down to Port Tobacco, I bet.
It was terrible. That's some of the pictures that I saw.
BPT's fishing it in June, Andre says.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, should we do our tactical trivia?
Is it 8:00?
It is 8
All right.
All
So
right.
it is time for tactical trivia. We did not type it out.
I did type it out.
Oh, you did?
I did.
It's tackle trivia.
Tactical trivia.
So,
brought to us by Tactical Fishing Company, our buddy Andrew Blair.
Oh, there we go.
So for everybody in the comments, we're going to give you a question. Whoever answers the question correctly will win a $25 e-gift card to tacticalfishingcompany.com.
we
And
just
you can
put
check
them in the comments so you guys can check out their Facebook page. Check out their website too, man. They got some really cool stuff.
Yeah, he makes some really good soft plastics.
So we're gonna go ahead and show you guys what it is, and we're gonna go ahead and get to the question here. Comment.
Thanks, Doug.
That would have been a good one.
So go ahead and comment your answer. We need to know where and when.
Now, where and weight.
Oh, sorry, where and weight. All right, and 3, 2, 1. Here it is.
What is the lowest 4-day total winning weight in Bassmaster history?
Slide it over sometime, or did you not?
And
write
where?
history?
Oh, hold on. There we go.
I think I have an idea.
So we want the weight and we want where. And this is for a $25 tactical trivia gift card.
And we can't answer. None of us four can answer.
And
Remember when I screwed that up?
the lack of Chad was like,
I don't.
he's like,
I
I don't
think
know
I
who
have
was
the
it, this
answer
guy,
for that.
and it was the answer. So come on, guys.
Thanks, Deb.
Let's get them Google fingers working because I know that's why we're not getting any comments right now.
Google. You can't Google until nobody knows the answer, which nobody probably knows the answer.
Dude.
So
It would be.
That's not gonna happen.
I know.
43 pounds from Kyle
This is
Barney.
literally whoever can Google the
Oh,
fastest.
see, I
Oh, it's a
tricked
3-day
you.
wait total.
Oh, smoke,
Sabine.
smoke
there we
Smoke
go.
has it.
Smoke
38-12.
Smoke wins.
Kyle, I know you Googled because that's the answer that comes out up on Google, and then it's Kevin Short that comes up with 43 pounds. That was broken last weekend by Pat Schlapper on the Sabine.
That's the record.
Yep.
to break.
38 pounds, 12 ounces. Smoke, you're on YouTube. I don't know if you can message us. We need to figure out a way to get it. Can you message us on Facebook?
Yes, please.
and just send us your email address.
Facebook, or we can type in our email and you can send us an email.
You can send a message on it.
So,
Can you? Can
So-
you show me how to do that?
I threw a lot of people. I thought this would throw a few people off. Kevin Van Dam has the lowest winning weight, but that was a 3-day tournament.
Yeah.
So we specifically asked for the 4-day
Oh,
tournament.
no, I'm wrong. You have to comment. You can comment on it.
Smoke was on that.
And then when you go on YouTube, it'd be notifications for the comment.
Yeah, he was 38-12.
But,
Sabine River.
but everybody could see it, so they would see it.
But yeah, Smoke, get us your email address, and we'll get it over to Andrew, and he'll send you a e-gift card for his website.
Yep.
If you're comfortable with it, just type it in the comments.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then,
She said he'll get a hold
perfect.
of us on Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Send us a message. We'll
Send
make
us a
sure we
message.
get it to you.
We'll
Okay, perfect.
We'll get you squared away. So, yeah, 38-12, Patch Slapper on the Sabine
Damn
River
it, Jim. That's why people don't do that.
this past weekend, which
what's that average out for
it was
a day?
Less than 10
less
pounds
than 10
a day.
pounds a day. Nine something a day.
That would make me want to
I like this question
drown
because
myself.
because it threw off the Googlers because I Googled it beforehand and saw that it was still showing. Google still showed Kevin Short. I was like, the Googlers are going to be thrown off.
Yeah,
The
damn
Googlers.
So the Googlers. So what do you guys got coming up as far as fishing goes? Anybody got any plans?
Sunday fishing at the Flats Trail with Miles.
Yeah.
I would definitely like
Monday's
to go
way
over
more
my
exciting than
nightmare start to my fishing season, how both of my boats decided to not work.
Chad's got to organize his purse collection. Yeah, I don't know. Got to put the pink with the pink and the blue with the blue.
So
It's like a
tell
jukebox.
us a little bit about your boat things that are going on because I haven't been able to keep up with them.
Chad's like, where do I start?
Yeah. So basically, like, it's been a slow start to my season between doing side work and yada, yada, yada. I haven't really been able to fish very much. So when I did get the chance to go out and fish, I went to go hop in the old Danger Ranger, and I went down to the ramp, and I went to go lift my motor up off of the, whatever the motor support,
Motor tote.
the motor
transfer
tote,
saver,
and it did absolutely nothing.
Trim didn't work.
Trim didn't work, nothing worked. So I'm like, okay, like
Illinois.
my batteries are dead. So I called Scuba Steve, who was already en route, and I was like, forget it. I was like, we got no power. Went back to the house, checked all my batteries. All my batteries are dead. Needed to be completely replaced, which is to be expected. They're 5 or 6 years old.
Red Dead Redemption.
Lead acid.
They're weathered.
Then.
Yeah, they're lead acid. You know what I mean? So that started that off great, and then I
Oh, it's a good thing I got the John boat.
yeah. Oh, good thing I got the John boat. Yeah. Hey, Steve, let's hit. I'm gonna put the batteries in the John boat, and we'll fire it up, and we're gonna go fishing in the John boat. Old Johnny, just like old times. I've got more weight in that boat than the freaking Ranger anyway. So like whatever.
I miss seeing you go across the river in that thing.
I'll do it.
Dude, no cares. Just
I'd do it.
balling across that flat.
That John boat will handle anything.
The
Hitting
landmine
logs.
field, I call it.
Just hitting logs the whole way across.
Yeah.
You can watch the motor just go boom.
I have videos of me just going, "Brrr," and this is still going.
Like I would be going into the canal and I'd just see like, where's Chad going? He would
Yeah,
go,
just
like,
cutting the
straight
corner,
across
just
the
cut-
line.
just
Cut straight across the minefield, just screw it, whatever. But so I took the John boat out, met Steve, fired it up, and water pump didn't work like at all. Had it wasn't piston whatsoever. I honestly I didn't even catch it. So like the motor's just running. I'm like letting it warm up because it's an old 2-stroke. And Steve looks at me. He's like, "Hey, what's that little red light on the motor?" And I was like, "What? What do you
that's
mean?"
the
And I was
heat.
like, "Oh shit!" I was like, "It's overheating. It's not pissing right now." So couldn't get that to work. So we just trolled over across to one of the coves and was fishing. We were fishing Mansion Cove because that's all we could get to. So we fished Mansion Cove for 5 or 6 hours. We catch some good fish over there. We have a good time, better than I thought it was going to go. And it's dark at this point. So I'm like, hey, we might as well start trolling back. And he's like, oh, yeah. He's like, I forgot. We got a trolling motor back.
And troll a motor and
So
onto
we
the
put-
trailer, which is the worst.
Yeah.
So we put the boat, we put all of our rods and everything down, put them away, put them back in the rod sleeves, and we start slowly making our way towards the ramp. Well, we don't go 10 feet before all power gets cut off to the trolling motor. Everything just dies on the John boat. And I'm like, it's dark out. It's dark. And I'm just like, no way. Like, what is going on? So I like...
How far away were you from calling me and be like, hey, Paul?
That's my go-to with
So you guys know the pontoon boat, the Krusty Krab that's out there? Always see the Krusty Krab. The Krusty Krab was just coming in. Very nice people. Krusty Krab, if you're watching, thank you so much. They gave us a tow back to the ramp.
Nice.
But obviously, if that didn't happen, I was going to be like, Paul, please come save me. Because you know what the stupid part is, too? Is before I went out there, I have the paddle in the John boat, like just a normal boat oar. And I was like, oh, don't need this today. Threw it off.
That's Chad 100%. We don't need this shit.
We don't need this shit.
Oh, God.
Yep,
Mine,
there it is.
Mine stopped pissing, and I changed the impeller and everything. Still didn't freaking piss. So
Probably got some mud clogged up in there.
Yep. So you know, like the little thing you put on the air compressor, the little blowgun. That,
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
Start blowing it.
I got like a little adapter, hooked it to my garden hose, took the pisser hose off, and stuck it in there. Kept blowing it out before it started pissing.
Well, so they pulled us back to the ramp. I get home. I have to go through this whole troubleshooting process of figuring out what happened to.
Figured out.
Yeah, I did. What happened to my? So I have the ionic lithium batteries.
Oh, the trolling motor. That's right. I remember you were.
Yeah. So I go through. I check all my connections. All the batteries are dead in my Ranger. I got to replace them, and I don't have $1,000 to spend on those batteries before I go to Florida for vacation in a couple weeks. So I'm just kind of holding off on until I get home. So I find that my trolling motor connections down at the end that are actually like going to the trolling motor in the front of the boat, they have been. That John boat is sat outside and filled up with water and yada yada. They were so corroded and nasty. The connection was so bad, it actually melted the bugs.
Wow.
On it. And I was like, okay, so that's a bad connection. It's causing a high amp draw. And what it did is it destroyed the one battery. It completely killed the one battery.
Did it really?
Yeah. It went from 98% to 0% on that battery. And I think it either killed it on the high amps, on the safety from the battery management system.
Put it into safe mode.
Yeah, but when I reset the battery and got the BMS to restart, it was just at 0%.
It wouldn't charge. No,
it charged, but when I opened the app up on my phone, you couldn't even find the battery. So when I restarted it, I found the battery and it was telling me that battery was at 0%. The other one was still at 95%.
Damn.
So I don't know why it killed one battery, but it killed one battery. Got it to restart, charged it back up, replaced my connections on the trolling motor and made them better. Amp drew everything, tested everything out, and everything was good to go. I went out and me and Steve put the boat back in the water again after I flushed out the lower. And so I started the boat, I put the ears on it, it started pumping water after I flushed it. So I was like, perfect, we're good to go. Like I got it to break free, I flushed whatever was out. Got to the boat ramp, pulled it, wouldn't piss. So I was like, no way. Like we woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning to get to the boat ramp. I was so pissed.
Is the trolling motor working now?
Trolling motor works perfect.
We find out.
So
but the battery's not.
Battery's fine.
Battery's fine.
Yeah, battery's fine.
Okay. So it didn't fry the battery.
No, it did not fry the battery.
It just killed it.
The BMS system did exactly what it needed to do. Once again, I can give praise to Ionic lithium batteries. They're fantastic. They did exactly what they needed to do. The BMS system worked well. The battery restarted, took a charge, and we fished for 10 hours that day and went from 100% charge down to like 92%.
Wow, that's wild.
After 10 hours.
You definitely don't use your trolling motor as much as I do.
Well, it's the fact that I have that 80-pound thrust trolling motor on that little John boat. So, like, I have to keep the power on the trolling motor at like 3. And it scoots that boat so quickly because it's so light.
I usually run mine at 4 on mine, but
yeah,
I stand on my trolling motor.
Well, you have 112 pound, don't you?
Yeah.
Anything more than that on a quest, you're just asking to get hurt.
But anyway,
or break a shaft.
There's a fella at the boat ramp who got there just as early as us. There's only 2 people in the parking lot, me and this other guy. I don't know what his name is, but he fishes the Thursdays.
kind of boats you got?
He's got like that G3 or whatever that has that like wrap around it, kind of.
It's like gray or something.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
one?
yeah. You know who I'm
I
talking
the guy
about.
you're talking about.
Younger
I don't
guy.
know his name.
He's like, I was like, man, I'm floating out in the middle, like messing with the motors. Like, you guys good? I was like, boat won't piss. I can't figure it out. It was pissing back at home. He's like, rev it up and put it in gear and like put a load on it. And I was like, well, I got nothing else to lose. So I started and did that, and it freaking broke that thing free and started pissing. So we ran back to the forbidden zone and just freaking crushed them. I think we had 17 pounds
Nice. That's awesome.
all day long and probably caught 20 plus fish. Just had a good day of fishing.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome.
Well,
So-
good day you got to get out and have a good day of fishing, man.
No major issues with any of the boats, really. I'm pretty sure the water pump in that 1994
Needs
Yamaha
change.
is the exact same trolling motor as from the day it was installed on the boat in 1994.
Let's probably change that impeller.
Yeah.
Yeah, it needs to be rebuilt. But it's working now. Everything's
got-
good.
Have you gotten out, Rob?
What's that?
Have you gotten out?
Only to test the boat.
Just test about how's the boat?
Yeah. Every weekend, the weather's been so screwed
Oh
up.
yeah.
And I'm not
How's your?
fishing no
How's the boat?
Great.
Great. How's it?
Great.
Your new trailer?
Tony came over one day because I had a problem where it would stall out. And
It's
Tony
okay.
came over one day, and I had tried everything already. And then-
Somebody just opened the door.
What was that, Tony?
No, it was Chad.
Rob's trying to scoot away and he can't.
There's nowhere to
Crap.
move to. After trying everything, new fuel pump, everything,
Mouse fart.
Tony came over. And he was like, because I had changed the fuel lines too, and he was like, "Did you change the primer bolt?"
Yeah.
And you're right now.
And that's what it was. So,
Oh, yeah, that'll do it right there.
You gotta change it all.
I got some work. I got to do some work. on
mouth
that.
fart.
Got any big plans this weekend? Anybody going out this weekend? You said you're fishing a tournament Sunday on the
Dude.
flats.
Jason must be talking to you, Chad. I think he said, "Is that when he saw you at the ramp?"
Yeah, that was the day you saw me at the ramp, Jason.
I've got I got a long, hard weekend of landscaping. So
That's fun.
That's why I've been doing a lot of housework. I'm sure you.
I saw you put new siding and stuff on.
Yeah, built new pond, had re-siding the house. I
Taking a
tried
couple
to do
trees
some
out
things.
tomorrow.
When my health got bad, I tried to keep my mind busy.
Yeah.
Right.
You look good, by the way, Rob. You look good, man.
It's coming back. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Charles
Look good.
Jones said he's trying a few
I
new
was-
spots here in Houston.
I was down to 160 pounds, dude. It was bad. I'm up to 190 now.
Charles, if
Pretty close to
I lived in Houston, I would be fishing Rayburn like every weekend
Oh yeah.
or Toledo Bend.
I was watching a video.
It's only like 2.5 hours away.
There's a guy I like on YouTube.
Or Conroe. Conroe is even
yeah.
closer. Conroe is pretty cool. I like Conroe.
There's a guy I like on YouTube called Todd Castledine.
Yeah.
Oh, Todd's awesome.
Yeah. So he was
Dude,
talking
he
about
was-
Rayburn, and he was
Former
He
Elite
should be
Series pro.
He don't want to fish the pro.
He was an Elite Series. He was an Elite Series.
Yeah.
He was on the Elite
Oh, he
Series.
was.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Oh,
But,
dude, he wins like everything, dude.
He makes
we
a
were-
living fishing tournaments in
It's
Texas.
like him, Andrew
That's cool.
Upshaw, Bradley Holman, all them's like a little clique. They hang out with.
Ish.
Hanger.
Ish
Yeah,
is always
Ish is
in
part
there
of that
with
clique.
I was watching
Hanger.
I was watching a video, and he was talking about Rayburn, and he was talking about how fish, like he was saying that they had caught an 8.5 pounder in Rayburn multiple times, the same fish multiple years in a row on a stretch of bank that had nothing, and for whatever reason, that fish was there. There was
there's always
no
a reason.
reason. There was nothing for that
Bait.
fish to be on.
That's like that one fish that SB
Yeah.
Fishing has caught. That's like 8 or 9 pounds. I don't know where it is, but he's caught it multiple times off the same exact laydown, like multiple years. in
Yeah,
a
that's
row.
different though.
Todd-
On a lay down, like
Right,
you
right,
gotta
right.
Stop where to live.
Todd Castledine and Matt Steffen got mad at me one time because they was on there talking about sponsors, and they were on there talking. Sorry, they were on there talking about sponsors. So I had commented, like, yeah, I'd rather like get info from somebody because the pros only push their sponsors. Is basically what I said. I said I'd rather like watch Tactical Bassin or something. They ain't like that comment.
Guys got to make a living, man.
Yeah.
You know.
I get it,
I
but
get
so Matt Steffen's point was that like Tactical Bassin's even worse because they're kind of like pushing for a bunch of different sponsors. At least with them, you know, like Todd and them are like Strike
Strike
King,
King,
so, and they will tell you like if Strike King bait is not good or if it is good. So
He
I
loves
mean,
that hybrid hunter, man.
yeah,
Oh,
I
that
don't
thing
know,
is
dude.
awesome. That
What,
is a
the hybrid hunter?
Badass.
That's a bad bitch.
I made a video on
crankbait?
Hybrid Hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a bad bitch.
That's a Rapala, isn't it?
Straight King.
Strike.
King.
It was Christ, I can't remember now. They.
It started. So
I made a video on it. I
Yeah.
can't remember.
The bill on it was originally a Rapala design.
still
Does
is.
it have that?
It's got an L-shaped bill.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, Rapala.
It was on the Shad
stole
Wrap
it
shallow.
from.
No. Rapala.
Yeah, you might be right. Yeah,
It was the shallow shad wrap.
Shallow Shad Wrap.
but yeah,
I
the
mean,
shallow
for
shad wrap.
decades.
I remember that, but
the
before
bill, but
before
then
the
there was a-
Hybrid Hunter was with
I can't remember the name of it, but I
Strike
remember.
King.
I know what you're talking about.
Should be a trivia question.
Right.
It was a different
Well-
company.
And before Strike King started making it, 6 Cents made one.
Yeah, 6 Cents made one
The
too.
6 Cents Swank.
Yeah, I seen.
I'm looking that up right now.
Christ, Rob Turkla has a video
Swank.
on it actually.
S-W-A-N-K.
One of the Guggen
Swag.
squads, believe it or not. What was that bait? Didn't look right.
That looks good.
That looks
Swag,
good.
bitch.
So you
That
like
bait-
the Hybrid Hunter?
Yeah.
That bait that just showed up is so you can Texas rig a wacky rig.
Oh, I get
That's why
it.
it's got that chunk.
That
stick on it.
piece coming up.
6 Cents got some good colors.
Man, what's the guy's name that does their paint jobs? The
what is
guy
it?
that owns the company. But yeah,
He's a really good,
Yeah.
really good bait painter. God, what is his name? It's like,
so,
like
it's on the tip of my tongue too.
I know.
Having trouble
Does
remembering
it have
everything today.
rattles?
Yes.
Like the okay.
What is his name? Cody.
Or
Something like
It's
that.
something like that. Yeah,
it's not Cody,
like
but
Kyle
something like
or fuck. What the hell's his name now?
Gotta go.
Yeah, God, yeah. You're gonna be thinking about it all night. Wake up in the middle of the night. That's his name.
So we're talking about that
Trying to see if
shallow-
I can.
Casey.
Yeah, Casey from 6 Cents.
So this is the
But
original.
Milliken's like part owner of 6 Cents.
So this is the original L-shaped bill that we're talking about. Rapala pioneered this with the shallow shad wrap, and then it got big with the Hybrid Hunter, the Swank, and stuff like that.
The
Dude, the
Pro
one
Big
bait-
Bubba.
I
the
remember
Big
dude,
Bubba. That's it. The Big
it?
Bubba.
Smoke just.
I remember this
Ah,
is the
thank
exact
you.
one I had. I'm gonna look that up.
The Big Bubba was moved over to Strike King from. It was a different company that Todd Castledine actually made the deal happen. The original people still make it for Strike King. I made a whole video on this a while back though. After I do all my research on certain baits and make some of those videos,
Yeah.
I can't remember. You know, like it's like Nori's that you guys was talking about is Nori's.
The Strike King Pro Big Bubba.
What is it? It's Nori.
What do you throw on? You
Trying to remember his last name now. I know his last name, believe it or not.
You throw on some Nori's baits?
Yeah, Nori's. Yeah,
Yeah, look at you.
Nori. I got a couple videos about him. They say his frog is the best frog.
I've yet to try the what is it, the flip gill yet.
Hey, go back up to the description 'cause I want to see something.
I'm trying to find it.
Nori's is one. Trying to remember his name. Nori.
Nori Tanabe.
It's like Nori Taka.
Tanabe.
Nori. Thank you, Nori Tanabe. That's a Nori's bait.
but-
I've been a Nori's fan for a while.
Go down. Go up. The flip gill, the flip co-gill. That's what Taku won Smith Lake on last year.
Yeah.
And I have some. I've wanted to try them out because
See you, Jason.
some bluegill spawn type stuff. But
Hey, see you, Jace.
I have not got a chance to try them out.
Jason called me not long ago to say I was doing. It was pretty cool.
I like this. This looks good.
Yeah, Nori's make some good baits.
Isn't Alton Jones Jr. one with a bait very similar
Is
to
that
that
G-Crack?
as a trailer?
G-crack.
Yeah,
Is
the
that
G
Megabass
crack.
crankbait that Dan or somebody was talking about earlier?
Man, those
Tackle
things got
Warehouse?
some scent.
No, but Susquehanna Fishing Tackle has a limited supply. Apparently, it was I saw it on SFT. Hold on, I got you. I'll show you exactly what it is.
Here you go, Rob. This is all you right here. That's what you need. Get a couple of these.
No, I'm a Dobbins guy.
So, all right. I
like the Fury. It's good enough for me.
I got
like
about 5 or 6 Dobbins rods, and I have 2 that I really like, and I have a couple that I like, and then I have a couple that I really don't like. And the Fury is the one that I really don't like.
Really?
Don't like it.
You don't like
I'm
the
surprised.
Don't like it.
Very surprised.
It's
about
just
that.
for
Which one do you have?
So I have a couple Furies. I have a Champion XP. I like the Champion XP.
But the Fury you have, I mean, it's 7.3.
Oh, it's a spinning rod, 7 foot.
Oh, yeah, the spinning rod. I don't know about the spinning rod, dude.
You might want to grab a few of those.
I have.
I don't use a Fairy one.
My chatterbait rod this year is a Champion XP 7.2 medium heavy fast. I like it. It loads up well. I'm not missing fish with it. You can feel it. I will tell you, here's the thing. When I compare a Dobbins Champion, which is
the swim bait rods on sale.
What?
The
Dobbins
Dobbins
36 swim bait rod.
for $140, see?
a Dobbins Champion XP.
Yeah, the Furies are. I love the Fury,
Champion XP
dude.
is a
All my
fantastic
rods
rod.
are Furies now.
I just don't like the Fury. I don't like the guides on the Furies.
The guides
They
would
have
be
the
my
same
biggest
guides
gripe
as
with
a
them.
lot of other rods.
It's micro
They're just
guides. They
those
break easy, though.
crappy-
That I don't. A lot of other
Yeah.
rods that I don't fish. That's what I'm saying. Like I won't. I'm not gonna fish the Fury
The
or
guides,
any of those
but,
other rods
but
because I
for
don't
the
like the
price
guides.
point,
Honestly, I've caught so many fish on a Fury that
yeah.
I just don't like the guides.
All my
I would
rods
rather
are
have something
Furies
that I
now.
have confidence in.
I feel
If I
like
don't
as
have,
long as I don't step on them, I don't have any problems with them.
Yeah, that
Well,
is
if I
my
don't-
problem.
if I don't have
stepping on them.
confidence, for me, if I don't have confidence in it going into it, like I'm never gonna have confidence. Like if I don't have confidence that it's a well-made and it has well-made components, then like I'm never gonna have confidence in that rod.
So for the $120 price point, what's your go-to rod?
I don't buy $120 rods, so I don't know.
See, that's what I was gonna say for the price point. It's like the best rod you can get for that price point.
That's what I think.
I will tell you right now, the rod,
Go to the Dobbins Fury.
Hey Zach, where can you get 40% off of the Dobbins? Is that Tackle
He
Warehouse?
said Amazon.
Oh, it's on Amazon.
Yeah.
The Furies as well.
Cobbins Fury.
Damn it. My point is, I got a $300 Champion XP for my chatterbaits, and I'll take a Corrado all day, every day.
They're 150
All day,
bucks.
every day.
Over a Champion XP?
All day, every day. It's
I
not
would-
close.
I would rather spend
It's
50.
not.
I would rather
So
spend
if the
$50
Furies
more.
is 150
Over a
bucks
Dobbins Champion?
and they're 40% off.
Well, they may not be 40. The 836 swim bait rod is 40.
Oh, just the swim bait rod.
Yeah.
Oh, they went up in price.
Yeah.
So,
I
and
thought they did.
They got the Fury swim bait rod.
They're 100. So
They
for
were
100.
$110 a couple years ago.
Well, the Mojo Bass was like $100 when it first came out too. Now it's like
Right.
170.
No military discount. Oh, he's saying with. I think he means.
Oh, really?
With your military
Oh,
discount.
that's cool. I didn't know that. I might have to look into that.
This is Captain Anthony.
Oh, that's
I will
that's
say,
great. Because Rodney, who watches the show every night, goes to Lake Anna with us. He switched to Dobbins from St. Croix because of a military discount.
oh, really?
Really?
I didn't know that.
Because he gets 40. You know,
Now I
he
like
gets 40% off.
Dobbins even more. I'm not in the military, but that's cool that they do that.
Jeff, how's the river looking? Jeff says Mojo over at Fury all
Oh,
day.
speaking because we was talking about CJ. There's Jeff. There you go.
I think
Ask
St.
about
Croix
the
makes
Potomac
really,
right
really
there.
good rods.
What's
I
up,
just-
Jeff?
I don't know, man. Like, for me, like getting into fishing, like just getting into fishing, it was hard to beat a Dobbins Fury. Now that they're at this $160 price point, though, you have other options. Like back then,
Yeah,
I feel
I
like
mean,
that $110
they go on
price
sale
point,
all the
like,
time.
that was the best rod for the bang for the buck. But
Yeah, I think,
now they've
I think they were
changed
what
that.
one. They were 119, something
Yeah,
like that.
they were-
119.
Yeah, they go on sale all the time,
Dude, I'm telling you, if you pick up a Dobbins Fury, pick up any Dobbins rod and throw a chatterbait on it, and then throw it on a Shimano Corrado,
My
you'll
chatterbait
throw-
rod
Remember
is a
you
Champion
were
XP,
asking-
and I love it.
I think it's good, but the Corrado is way better.
Remember you was asking about the Potomac. Jeff's on here now.
Yeah, I
He
just
said
asked
it's,
him what
Oh, okay.
his response is actually pretty funny.
he said
too.
lower unit
Lower
snatcher
unit
all
snatcher.
over.
Yeah, Jeff's the man to ask.
So
Jeff
you're
and
saying I
CJ.
shouldn't come down to fish the river this weekend?
Yeah, that's why that question.
It's fine. I'm
came
going
up.
to Conowingo anyway.
I don't know, man.
I don't have any more tournaments on
I've never
Potomac this year,
used
so I
one of
won't
the
be down
Corrado
there.
rods, but I'm not gonna lie. At that $200 price point, I'm gonna spend the extra $50 and get the freaking X Pride.
Use one. Oh, well, you don't even have to do that because they have this.
So for me, at a $200 price,
Tony knows every
at the-
deal, dude.
At that $200 price point, I'm getting a Victory. I'm getting a St. Croix
The
Victory.
Zodius is dope. The
Zodius
is a
Jeff
fantastic
said
rod.
the Mojo.
Yeah. But the X Pride is supposed to be
Victory,
one
the-
step above the Zodius.
I absolutely love my Victory rods. They're $200, and that is, I mean, you open up my rod locker.
and
you're gonna
that
see a
was
ton
my
of them
next
in there.
thing. I was like, for the $200 price point,
Man, why I gotta sit next to Chad, man?
Chad, you're
Am I punished for not being here for a
Did it
while?
smell like poop in here when you guys got here?
Hey,
No, it does
Smells
now.
great.
Because freaking Chloe
Jim?
put the dump on the floor earlier, like right where you're sitting.
Well, that's why you hit the window open.
Yeah.
has anybody
So
tried
good.
Finn's braid?
No.
I'm curious though, and you can get it in black because I like black braid. Black braid is my go-to.
Hey, thanks for the like, Pat.
I'm,
Appreciate it. Good to see you, man.
I fish Suffolk 832, pretty much.
Man, I switched up
Specifically.
not long ago to one.
I don't like Suffolk.
It was supposed to be
My
so
favorite
great.
braid.
No, that was all.
It has been for years.
I switched up all my fluorocarbon to that. Man, the one everybody
Cigar shooter.
Cigar,
Shooter's good.
Invisalign,
Yeah.
and Power Pro.
I've been
That's
u-
it.
And
uh,
I do Power Pro braid.
The last couple of years, I've been using Suffolk's Advanced fluorocarbon.
I'm interested in this Finn's braid. So they say the best braid is man, Matt Herron was sponsored by them.
I get Cast King braid off Amazon.
We need to get in contact with Matt Herron and
Gamma?
come back on the show.
That's the best
Yeah,
fluorocarbon.
Gamma.
Gamma fluorocarbon's the best fluorocarbon.
Yeah, Gamma's supposed to be the best line. I don't know about the braid.
Yeah.
I just know it's
It's
supposed to be the
stupid
best line.
expensive.
Yeah,
I
it's
like
crazy
like
my
expensive.
yellow label.
Cigar Tattoo's super good too, but it's
Oh, you haven't talked to Matt?
equally expensive.
I've talked to him about the MPFLs, but I haven't talked to him about coming back on the
Oh,
show.
I could text him.
I gotta-
I'll ask him.
I got a question because I've been looking at rods
I'm
a lot
sure he
recently. What does this
Oh, yeah.
mean? The plus minus.
Dude, did you
fast?
see the video that Matt came out with where he was talking about the
He,
stuff? Yeah,
he
like-
spilled all the
medium-
beans. Hey,
Yeah.
let me tell you something. He used to tell us some of that stuff off the air. Remember when
Medium
we
heavy.
he told
Yeah,
us
he
some
did.
stuff,
Plus.
but we can't say nothing.
Oh.
And just remember who had Matt Herron was first.
So it's like
Now he's
medium
doing
extra
all the
heavy.
rounds.
Uh-huh.
So it's a little bit heavier than like
Herron.
We ain't like we're the first person
go
to
back-
ever have him on a podcast.
Go down and look
but
at
we
your
had a
weight
way.
reading.
Dude, we have a lot of people who were first on podcasts. We had Matt Herron. We had a
We had
couple
Keith
folks-
Carson. That wasn't their first time on podcast,
No.
but they weren't like making. Some of those pros when they win, they just make the normal rounds.
So I mean, they're
Which
7
one's
2
that?
medium.
Hey,
is 3.
that's for that
The
Fins,
Corrado.
the Fins braid.
It's just a
Cast King, is Cast King braid good?
I like it.
People make fun of me because I
no.
like Cast King, but
Fuck
like,
Cast King.
I would
mean,
never. I'll never.
their
use
boxes
anything-
are better
I'll
than
never
Plano.
use
I made a
anything
video
Cast
on that,
King
too.
Other than their storage boxes.
their storage boxes are great.
Oh,
I
and,
love them.
and
You saw
my
them-
net is a Cast King net, and I don't have any problems with that.
It's like those boxes were like identical, right?
So
the
plain
latch is
ones.
different. You watch my video?
Yeah, I watched your video.
One of
They
the
were, like,
latches-
they were like identical, but like half the price.
Yeah.
It's like half the price, and the latch is better on
The
the,
I
latch
gotta
is
say,
way
I
better.
gotta
Cast
say,
King.
they're definitely better than those Plano
They're
boxes.
they're,
Yeah,
they're
it's not
like
close.
90% of that, and then you get
I love my
2%
Plano
price.
boxes.
Yeah.
But I only have like the only 2 Plano Edge boxes I use are the jig boxes.
I
I have
organize
one for chatterbaits and one for jigs.
organize all my small parts in my garage.
Do us a favor real quick if you're watching, everybody. Hit that like button, hit the share button for us so we can get some more people back in here to engage in conversation. We appreciate y'all.
That
Chad sold it, but I
I will
organize.
say, that
Oh,
jig
go ahead,
box though, that jig box, like that is like
The jig box is
The
sick.
Plano?
it's sick. Yeah,
Yeah.
that
The
is
jig
sick.
box is sick.
Yeah,
Fucking
well,
casting,
that's
got
one
3
thing I said on my video. The difference is Plano has like technique specific. I have trouble with that.
I have literally watched
and
Cast King
you
reels
got
just
you got one
blow up.
option with the boxes.
Jeff
That's
says
it.
he uses.
Yeah, you
Jeff
can't even
said-
get the thin box.
Jeff says he uses spider wire. He broke off on 65-pound Power Pro twice last weekend. Brand new fishing line. Fuck Power Pro.
Hey Jeff, I got a bunch
didn't
of free
say-
spider
He
wire
didn't say
one
that,
time.
but I knew he meant it.
I hate spider wire. I hate Power Pro too.
I got a
Suffolk
bunch of
State
free
There's no
spider
way
wire.
I mean, to each their own, whatever you have confidence in, but there is no way I would ever pick up spider wire over Power Pro.
I've never.
I have some if you want
I've
it.
never broke off. I've never broke off a fish on 832.
No.
I've never had my
The
braid.
suffix braid?
Yeah. I love it.
I've heard that Spro has a good braid.
I don't know. Haven't used it.
Yeah.
I like I said, I use 832 as far as heavy braid goes. For frogging.
What color braid do you like? I like black, dude.
65
And it's hard to
braid
find.
with,
I like
Jeff?
green.
Was he flipping a jig
Green.
on 65 pound?
Frogging.
Frogging.
Yeah, that's probably been my guy's frogging. Especially all that grass I got there.
I'll go to a 65 pound if I'm like in some really, really thick stuff. That is not.
That's hilarious. It's
That's
probably
not-
true too.
That's not true. It's not true. Chad won't admit it. Probably blocked it out for emotional reasons. But I caught bigger bass than he did. That's why he's been MIA.
Jim, but Suffix 832, in my opinion, is better than Max Corrado, and it's cheaper.
So you like the Suffix?
I love it.
Suffix
I love
is
Suffix
really
line.
good. Suffix braid is really good.
I use the Power
I think we need
Pro
to have
currently.
Caitlin on the show to talk about those big bass that she caught.
Did she actually catch big bass?
No.
Okay. So that's why we should have her on the show.
She sat on the boat and drank wine.
That's what my wife does when I take her fishing.
Did she spill any wine though?
Yeah,
No
Greg
spills.
agrees.
No
832.
spills. That's
50,
a cardinal sin.
50
Yeah,
pound
it is.
832. That's what I frog with is 50 pound 832.
Yeah, black or moss green. The moss green's okay, but I just prefer black
I do
braid.
moss green. Yeah, moss green all the time.
Yeah.
I'm getting ready to
Except on
actually
spinning
start.
rods. Spinning
So-
rods, it's always bright.
It's hard to
I,
find black braid, but I like it.
Spinning rods is always like I always throw a fluorescent fluorescent color
So you can
braid.
see it.
Yeah.
I do not know what happened, but that Friday when I went out this past Monday when I went out and fished, I lost one of my bull sheds, one of my trick sheds.
Oh no.
Womp womp womp.
I lost a
Oh
6 inch.
no.
And I don't know what happened because everything was fine. Like I clicked the button, let the line out so it would come down to cast it, and I went and casted it. And I don't know if it wrapped around the top loop of the rod, whatever, but it just went, and there goes the glide bait.
Oh, I think Chad was
Spent
flipping
about
in the
half an hour
punching
throwing a
pads.
cast net for it.
Right. I'll make you a deal if you don't like the fins. I'll buy it from you or what you want instead. Jim says.
The fins.
I'm gonna
What's the
try it.
fins?
I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna have to Jim up, and he has a discount code for it too. That's the braid that Jim was saying is really good.
Jim says, "What glide was it?"
It was the 6 inch, Jim. 6 inch trick.
That's who
shed.
we should have back on the show, Mike Buka.
I'd love to have Mike come back on.
Mike would do it. I haven't talked to him in a long time.
I don't
haven't
even
talked to
know
him
what
in
the
a
hell
long
happened,
time.
dude. Like, I don't know if, like, when I went to go cast, it wrapped around the top eyelet and then, like, just bound up and snapped itself off. But I'm literally about to start throwing these glide baits on 65 or 80 pound braid.
As much as they cost, dude.
That is micro. That's sick, actually.
Chad, Tom says they're rafting up at
is
Sand
it?
Island on Monday.
That's the 5 inch bull shed, trick
Nice.
shed. That's still a resin pour.
It's awesome.
Thank you, Mr. Jim Fallon.
Is that who you got this from?
Yeah.
Nice.
Very
He
cool.
got me hooked up. Also got me hooked up with the sent me a couple
Got me hooked up.
sent me a couple crankbaits that were painted by Jen at Bullshed.
Nice.
Yo, yeah, dude, those things are sick.
Yeah,
Jen does a fantastic paint job.
one of them was a really sick really sick bluegill.
He does that just so you can pull it out and adjust it a little bit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so like you can pull that pin out and then you can adjust the top and the bottom eyelets, inner like out tighter or
I still haven't thrown it
Right.
yet.
You
To
can
adjust how it
close this
glides.
gap.
yeah. So if you close the gap, it has that. It's
Right.
a lot more tight. If you open it up more, it
It
makes
just looks like
oh,
it
stop
catches fish, dude. Like, there's no way that's not catching them.
What's up, Matt? We got Matt Downs from Trick Tens.
Oh, Matt. What's
going
up,
on,
man?
Matt?
Rob hooked that up. That was OG. That was. I feel like we started talking with Matt a couple years ago now.
Heron?
It's always kind of
No, Matt Downs.
Oh, Matt. Oh, yeah. What's up?
And we've just kind of stayed in
I was a big
contact
fan of his
since then.
YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So I reached out to him, asked him when he
Trick
come on the
Tens.
show. Yeah, if you haven't watched Trick Tens, man, if you got a 10 boat, you gotta watch Matt do his thing. What's happened to the
It
camera?
happens.
It just does that for some. I don't know why it does that, but it does.
thought we was playing roulette. Like, Tom's a winner apparently. I don't know.
If the weather's decent, I might raft up with you guys, but it's not looking like it's going to be that fantastic for Memorial Day. Like
Memorial Day is great.
it's supposed to look like 70 degrees.
Thanks, Matt.
No wind. Like the one day that the wind hasn't blown in the last
It's not a
3
good day.
months.
It's not a good day for swimming.
Oh.
We're
Yeah, I
talking
don't
about
care
doing a
that.
raft up.
Who was it?
Matt makes a
Raft
good
up.
point.
Or go-
That I
or
didn't
go
think
fishing.
about. We haven't all been together for a while, man.
Yeah,
It's good to
been a
see
minute.
you.
Hell
It feels
yeah.
good to be back, Matt. It's good to have Riverboat Rob back in studio.
It's been a minute.
We got to make
Yeah,
it
man.
more often, bro.
I've seen Chad Tony popped up at my house one day. Surprised me.
Yep.
It's like, oh, these two guys.
Yep. So you need to lock your door,
these
man.
freaking assholes.
Yeah, I gotta start locking the door, man. Neighborhood's going downhill.
Right.
Suspicious fishermen walking down my street.
Flushing the freaking river raft back up in here.
Right.
Jim
Right.
says it's 98 down there.
Damn. Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, I mean, I
It's
don't know.
not even
It's
fun.
70
going-
degrees isn't that great for
You picked
swimming.
a bad time to go on vacation. In
My
Florida.
granddaughters go swimming in the pool in that temp. They'll go swimming.
I'm
They'll
doing
be in there
whatever she wants to
shaking.
do.
They won't want to get out. Like, no, I'm not cold. And they're like in the pool shaking.
June is not a good time to go to Florida for any reason.
Especially not fishing.
Yeah, you go down there like January, February.
Yeah, you gotta hit it like March. You know when it's still like
That's when we
stupid,
went.
like stupid up here.
Yeah, we went in March. It was a lot of fun, but you don't get those big. You don't get those big fish on beds. I mean, you still,
I'm talking
still
about
catch
just.
a ton.
I'm talking about just going like vacation.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely.
Like I want to be able to like breathe.
Yeah.
Uh,
Jim says it's not even the hot months yet.
yeah,
I know, right?
imagine not.
I can't imagine like August down there. Texas is the same way. Texas.
Hey,
is
what
so bad.
temperatures is it like? Let's just say like February. What's the average temperature in Florida?
Apparently, there's a good reason. It's her birthday.
It's good enough reason.
I mean, I could pick cooler places to go. Not cooler as in this
Temperature-wise,
place is
cooler.
cool, just not 9,000 degrees.
Correct.
Smoke
Well, I'm
this
curious. In like February, it's probably like
Yeah, I
fishing
got it.
summertime
Got it.
here,
Yeah.
right?
What's up?
I'm saying Florida, like February, when
South Florida, yeah.
Yeah.
it's probably like summertime here.
Well, it's like spring, like 75.
70 high and 50 lows. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's perfect weather.
Well, it's like that's
February is the time to go.
Right.
That's
Oh,
my
yeah.
that's like my perfect weather.
Yeah.
If I was gonna, if you told me like, what would your perfect weather be?
Yeah, you can.
High 40s at night, 70s in the day.
When fishing's really good, like say in the fall and it's really good, and the water temperature's like perfect, you know it's going to change when it starts getting colder at night.
You know what's annoying about that
Yeah.
though, is like that fall fishing or that early spring fishing, is you gotta like layer up in the morning to go out, and then by like 11 o'clock you're just like
Passenger seats full of
stripping
clothes.
off. Like you gotta start out with so many layers on, and then like what the hell? Next thing you know, it's 70 degrees. And
Yeah.
you're sweating your balls off.
Or even worse, you can't get warm. Or you can't get warm, and you're too hot. Like put the coat on. Like, oh, now I'm
yeah.
hot. Take
Yep.
it off. I'm
Yep.
cold.
I
Put
do
it back
have to
on.
say, I am going down to Florida for a good reason. It is going to be Caitlin's 30th birthday when we're down there.
Yeah,
You missed it.
we just announced
Did
that.
you? Sorry, I was literally texting her. I was texting her, so I wasn't listening to what you were saying.
I turned 30 25 years
Sounds
ago.
like damn.
No, it was 21 years ago.
Yeah, I don't even remember my 30th birthday.
I turned 30 in 3 years.
Yeah.
You
It
guys are-
literally was
You
20,
guys are old.
21 years ago
21
I
years
turned,
ago? It was
I turned 30.
11,
Yeah.
I thought you were older than that.
11 years ago for me.
Young ass move.
Almost 12.
Yep.
You young motherfuckers.
Yeah, but I got
You whippersnappers.
more gray hair
Okay,
than everybody else.
You're
in the
getting to
room.
40,
that-
40s when
No,
things
you
started
do
going
not.
downhill.
Yeah, Chad's pretty.
To be
gray.
fair, Chad's got more gray hair than I do. And I'm,
I
I'm
have the most.
Chad
gray
does
hair.
have more gray than me.
Dude, I'm
I
freaking
got more gray hair
51.
than Rob does.
Yeah, he's got
he
more,
does.
he's got more gray hair than me, dude.
Damn.
Oh, shit.
They like Caitlin likes my salt and pepper.
Hey, Jim, you hit that comment.
I probably got more
He
gray
was
than-
out there like dancing like
got-
just now.
I probably got more gray in my beard than Chad does on his head.
Yeah.
My beard's like white now.
I think that some people, I don't know, it's all genetics, I think.
I have
My
no
dad
idea.
never really had like
It
real
like started
gray
when I
hair.
was young, like I had like a little like white patch here, and now it's just like my entire face is white.
You should grow that sucker out.
Nope.
Like ZZ Top. Like, big
Get a
gray
guitar.
beard.
Yeah, right.
You missed it. I did dye my beard earlier this year.
Did you?
Yeah,
We thought it was Billy Mays.
dude.
I missed that. Damn, man. I missed
Dude,
all the good stuff.
I dye my beard and I come on here and Tom Over's like, holy shit, did Paul get 10 years younger? Asshole.
Yep, this was Paul.
I'm right behind you, Jim. I'm 51.
Oh my god. Whatever happened to that guy anyway?
I don't know. Probably got
Is
arrested.
that what Paul's
Kitty-
beard looked
kitty-
like when he
Yes.
dyed it?
Yes. He used to scream in the camera, "Hi, Billy Mays here with whatever piece of shit you're gonna buy." Like, this is
Oh
just-
no, he's still on there. Flex tape.
no, I'm
He
pretty
does
sure
the-
he
does-
died.
No, he does. Doesn't he do the Flex tape commercials?
He might, the Flex Seal.
Flex Seal, yeah.
Yeah.
Flex Seal and Flex tape.
3 easy payments of
Pull up
1995.
his Wikipedia. It'll tell you if he died or not.
Yeah, Matt
Damn,
said.
he
Matt
died,
said
2009.
Damn.
Matt said, at least you have hair.
It's true. Oh, Tom, he did die. Look at that.
Guy I work with, his hair's starting to come out, and he's still young. He's pretty young, so he's thinking, he's going to wind up being
I
bald.
still got all my hair.
So
My hairline hasn't changed since I was 18.
he wears a hat like all the time. Dude.
I got
was
this-
like, maybe the hat is
Oh, wow.
what's making your hair.
He
I
had
got this-
hypertensive heart disease, and cocaine was noted as a contributory cause. Of
Yeah, he
death.
definitely acted like he was on coke, dude.
I got this.
I could see it.
Got this sweet Daiwa hat at the SFT tournament last weekend.
Oh, you know what? That just reminded me of something. Going back to Tackle Warehouse for a second, you said dye, and it made me think of Daiwa. Has anyone played with the Daiwa, the new Tatula rods?
No, that's Martin Payne.
I might try one because they're like brand new, and they're supposed to be really good for what they are.
Which ones?
They're the $100 ones.
The
These-
XTs?
Yep.
I almost bought one earlier this year, but I bought a St. Croix instead.
So
For
I don't.
twice the price.
Everybody was like, he died. Billy died.
Billy Mays.
Yeah.
I keep seeing those damn Flex Seal commercials.
Like this.
They
I kinda
taped up
wanna
the
try.
bottom of the boat with the window. Remember
Yes.
they had like the window and they
Yep.
flex seal taped it.
Remember
on there?
the Flex tape? He's got the big like vat of water that's leaking. And he just slaps it on there.
Tom has a good question. What's going on with summer solstice? We haven't heard anything about
That's
it.
true. We
It's
don't even,
happening,
do we have a
right?
date yet?
It'll be June.
We need a
I've
date.
talked to Scott about it, and it'll be toward the end of June.
Scott hasn't even started promoting it yet.
No, they won't. It's Greg. If Greg's still on, Greg probably knows.
They have a 7-foot medium Tatula XT. Maybe I'll try that for jerk baits because my jerk
It
bait
should be
rod
like,
is actually broken.
I would imagine.
Hey,
it's
I
sort of like-
won one of those Jordan Lee rods at Susquehanna Fish and Tackle one
Did it break
time.
yet?
So I caught a snakehead, got
Sounds
him in
like
the
it
boat, and like I laid the rod down because the snakehead's bouncing all over the place. So I'm trying to kill it. It's still
Should be like
hooked,
June 19th.
and he jumped.
It's early.
And when he came down, my rod was sitting like against the seat like this and on the floor of the boat. Snapped that sucker. First time I ever used it.
So Frank had one of those when me and him were down at Anna a couple years ago, and last year, 2024, and he hooks a 5-pounder on a chatterbait, and the reel seat breaks off,
Damn.
and he has to hand line the 5-pounder in.
Come on, Jordan Lee, man.
These are brand new.
I think it was the reel. It was a combo, and
Put
the
in
reel the
tackle.
reel seat broke off.
You ever check out Tackle stuff?
Tackle like the frogs.
TE. Yeah, but they make frogs too, yeah.
I know that I do
Yeah,
like their frogs.
but yeah.
Dude, their frog is the swamp donkey. No,
The whacker frog is the swamp donkey. That one right there. That's the same as the swamp donkey.
I do like the
He-
sprinkler frog.
right
The
there,
Booyah
dude.
Toad
The
Runners.
Max Squeaker, dude. That's a squeaky dolphin. So
Yeah.
this Nori, I'm sorry, it's Hideki. He made all those baits that he designed all those baits that Reaction Innovations put out.
Yep.
Now he's got them all out under a different name. Teckle.
They don't seem to work as well.
I
knocker-
haven't tried. I
the
haven't
kick
tried the
knocker
Max Squeaker yet, but the kick knocker
does not work.
It doesn't seem the same, right? It's just
doesn't.
not the same. It might be a confidence thing, though.
I don't know.
When you got that OG Vixen,
I got a
it just,
$200 Vixen in there.
Yeah.
I just feel like because it's worth $200, it catches more fish.
that's what I'm saying. Like when you
But
got
even
the OG Vixen, you're
Even
like,
the new Vixens, when they released them last year,
yeah,
they like seem different than the kick knocker.
yeah. Well, I heard like I don't know what's up with Reaction Innovations anymore. I know Matt Herron's not with them no more, or his son.
Yeah.
His son's not with them anymore either.
I
thought
no.
his son owned it.
He was like one of the main people there.
Yeah, I didn't know
Yeah.
his son wasn't with
So
them anymore.
Andre Moore still owns it. I also thought that Matt Herron's son took it over, but that's incorrect. It's
G-Rat.
it's still Andre Moore. They don't make anything good anymore.
They have the
Reaction
kick
Inno-
knocker,
all the
and then
all
they
the good
have
stuff's
the,
older.
Yeah,
It's still great baits though.
I mean, that's the original Beaver, man.
Yeah.
I might pick one of these up.
Dude, those G-Rat glides are legit. That's the best.
That's a good price.
Pick
too.
up that the plastic trick shed.
I would say that the
What's the one that you got?
that
me to
G-Rat
get,
is the
this
best you can
Pro?
get for that money.
Is that?
The
I mean,
Spro
yeah.
KBG.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Man, that thing looks awesome. I haven't fished it.
they're great.
Yeah.
The ABS trick shad's pretty good.
I'll put it in my
The
damn
ABS trick
Tornado
shad
box.
or the Spro KBG, I would say, Tony.
Wait, so Arashi doesn't make the crankbaits anymore?
No, they
Those were
discontinued those
great.
a long time ago.
I really like those.
Mm-hmm.
I really like those
I caught some big
crankbaits.
fish on their square bills.
Yeah, and it had the line tie had like a little bit of room in between the bill.
It was a what they call self-tuning line.
Yeah. Yep.
Go to Black Label.
Oh, you know what I really like? They're lipless, and I still have a whole,
Black Label.
Those
I
are
still have a
cranks.
ton of their.
Those are
Rashi.
balsa wood cranks.
But Paul
They
was telling me that
have some plastics, too.
so they're remakes of
Oh,
the
do
old
they
balsa
really?
woods.
Yeah, Cliff's making some plastics now too. He made he made a
That's how he named those
Go back
baits, Jim.
look at.
They're
look at
all
that
like the
down.
Vixen and the
Right down.
Spicy Beaver and
The
the,
hover
Squeaky
player.
Dolphin and the
Pretty-
Swamp
pretty
Donkey.
cool. Isn't it? It's a four-face.
The Vixen used to come with like a picture of like a naked chick
Yeah,
in the
pinup girl. It had a
package.
pinup
The
girl
real
on
OG.
had a
Vixen.
pinup girl on the back of the package.
From who? Reaction?
Yeah, Reaction.
Yeah.
Then it went to Paycheck Baits
I think
with
it's the
man, what's the
high
guy
roller.
from Paycheck Baits? I forget
like
his
a-
name now.
Well, it's
Then it
like
went
a-
back to Reaction
similar to a
Innovations.
Sakama
That
shad.
mold's been passed
WEC,
around.
is he saying the WEC, the Zoom?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, them things will sell for like $200 a crankbait right now.
They're like 80.
What, the WC?
Yeah, the wick crankbait.
What's the new
What's the new what?
the new minnow that they just came out with? 6 cents. New forward
the-
facing. It's like it's supposed to be.
I don't know. They have it at Dick's.
It's not the juggle minnow, but
What
it's
back with
similar.
6 cents again?
Scroll over. Go up and scroll over.
You know what I'm talking about? That
You
really
should share this
realistic one.
screen because it would spark a lot of conversations while we're looking at Tackle Warehouse.
Okay, scroll down. Down. Soft baits. Featured. This is a featured soft bait. Click shop 6 cent soft baits.
That's badass.
Shop 6 cent soft.
The divine shaky head worm.
Badass.
I just can't get away from the zooms.
Zoomy.
Zooms. I mean, you can't go wrong with the zooms.
The Zoom floating
the
worm?
finesse shaky head is. I just love that worm.
Ozzy.
Are you
Oh, the
fishing the
finesse
shaky
shaky
head
head.
worm or the finesse worm?
It's the
Or just a regular finesse worm, probably.
it's the trick worm.
The
but
trick
it's
yeah,
worm.
the
finesse
small
trick.
one,
Yeah.
Because they have a shaky head worm too. That's like, it's like all round and
That's
like,
all
like tapers down to like.
Right.
They're pretty good, too.
I also like those ones that
That
Tony
the
throws
storm
that are
shaker.
like those Magnum worms.
That's the new one you were
Those
talking
things
about.
are pretty
the Aussie.
sick.
The Aussie.
I'm really curious about their rods.
They have a couple of new ones actually.
Are their rods any good? 6 cents? I never.
I've never. I'm curious. I kind of want to try one just to try it.
The
Jim,
bet-
you can't
the-
say forward-facing sonar sucks because there's a lot of people that catch.
Oh,
a
you
lot
can
of
say it. I'm pretty sure that's possible.
He said it's a waste. He said it's a waste. He still can't catch a fish with it.
6. I mean.
I mean, I don't fish it. I never will.
I don't know
but-
about 6 cents rods.
Takes time to learn, man.
I feel like that was the same thing with like 13 fishing. Like,
13
Yo,
garbage.
did you see
Garbage.
Dave? Did you see anybody see Dave Lefebvre's post about 13 fishing?
Uh-uh.
No.
So they dropped him as a sponsor. And he's like, okay, like, I get it. Like, you dropped me for non-production. Like, I get it. I'm not doing that great on the BPT. But you want to talk about non-production? Here's 13 broken rods from one event.
He straight threw them under the bus.
Yeah.
No wonder I ain't catching no fish. You guys suck.
One 5-day event, he broke 13 rods.
God damn.
Which is funny because it's 13 fishing, right?
Yeah, it surprised me that G-Man went with them.
I mean,
to
money.
13 fishing.
And he wanted, and he explained it. He wanted an opportunity to really be able
13
to
fishing?
Yep.
be able to work with a company to help design stuff and have that kind of input. And they gave him the best opportunity for it. So
That's a good way to look at it. That's
Anybody
a
can
good
you gotta
perspective.
figure, like,
their designs.
like Shimano, excuse me, like you get sponsored by Shimano, like Shimano's already well established. They don't need to make anything new. They're not going to work with you that much. They're like, no, here's what we got. Right?
Yeah, you're not going to Berkeley and design a crankbait when I had Fritz and everybody.
Fritz ain't with them anymore though.
Yeah, I know that, but I'm just saying.
Which is
you know,
wild.
design another
Yeah,
better
it's
one.
wild. I'm sure he's still getting money off that Fritz side though.
That Fritz side?
Absolutely, dude. Like,
He's getting
even if
Rapala
you-
money.
I do not like Berkeley whatsoever.
He's getting
but I
Berkeley
will buy
money?
Side, flat
Got
sides
it.
for the rest of my life.
That
Yeah.
Fritz side is a
Sash
bad
John
bait.
Cox.
Dude, so even at Lake Anna, I threw one of those Fritz sides up in a tree, and I couldn't get it out. So I broke it off, and then marked the tree.
Yeah, and went back and
So I went back with that pole that we got at SFT,
Yep.
like 20 feet up in the tree, and I got my Fritz side out and kept on throwing it. I caught so many
Fritz
fish
side's
on
legit.
that Fritz side at Lake Anna. I was like, I'll always throw one
It's
of
a
these for the rest
beast.
of my life.
yeah,
Man,
they
the
are
Fritz
good.
side is a
Fritz-
beast.
Fritz
Ask
side's a
John
legit-
Cox.
That's a legit.
You ever cast over like a limb and like your lure comes down, hits the water, and it gets bit?
Yes,
That's happened to me. I
Yeah.
was like, I don't know what the hell to do now.
I've had that happen more times than I can count actually.
Like, damn, so the pattern for today is cast over a
and then I-
branch.
And then I usually
Bass
set the
are
hook too hard and
apex
break them off.
predators. Bass are apex predators, and they're used to eating things that come from the
Fall
sky
out
into
the tree.
water. I really think that a lot of times things like that happen, and they can see shit like falling into the water. Like, I'm convinced.
I've watched them track like a frog in the air.
Yeah. Like, I'm convinced that they can look up and see something dangling from a branch and be like, and just lock onto it.
So
Dark
actually,
Cannon.
I watched a fish track I was flipping a D-bomb over by the duck blinds.
That's another good plastic.
And I watched a fish come out of the reeds and eat that bait as soon as it hit the water.
the missile bait.
It's
D-bomb.
in the air and
Yeah.
it touches the water and it blew up on
Yeah,
it.
it saw that thing before it even touched the water
Yeah.
and came out.
Well, Doug
Yeah, 100%.
Hannon used to swear the color you paint your boat and
That
the color
should shout
shirt
for
you
their
wear.
eyesight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
You
like
know,
Jim
like-
said, they eat dragonflies all the time.
Right.
Buzzing over the water.
But like, so we got to think about this for a second here, because if you want to talk about their eyesight, that is incredible eyesight to be able to see something that hasn't even gone into the
Well,
water yet, above the waterline.
But are they
So
seeing? What are they seeing though? Are they
seeing the movement.
Are they seeing movement? Are they seeing detail?
Okay, but so where I'm going with this is you on your bass boat and the positioning of a bass boat. You put that boat in the wrong position, you can't tell me they can't see you up on that fucking bass boat, because they can.
Yeah, that's what Doug Hannon had.
110% they can.
But they can. I mean, they can.
Doug
feel,
Hannon was like, wear a shirt that matches the sky.
They can feel you a lot way before they can see you.
What was that bait
But
that
either
was a
or,
dragonfly?
I still feel like your positioning, longer casts are
Gotta make long
better
casts.
in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
Accurate casts, but longer casts are better in my opinion.
Especially
Because
clear
it's
water.
Dude, they can look right at
No,
you.
no, not that.
Water clarity, makes a big difference in that
Way
too.
back in
dirtier
the
the water,
day.
the
I mean,
closer
but
you
they'll
can.
still do it. In
But on
dirty
the other
water,
hand,
too.
like you say
That's
that,
cool looking. Though.
like long cast. Do you know how
Bunker
many fish that I've
Hut
caught
baits
like right
always
next
look
to the boat?
cool.
True.
I want to
Like,
catch
you're like,
fish.
there's
They
a
look
limb
cool.
there, flip over there, boom, catch one. Yeah,
Paul-
I do it in the grass all the time.
Paul,
I think
maybe you
that's where
remember-
some of
Oh.
honestly, like the John boat. I feel like the John boat doesn't have that same profile as a bass boat. It also is just like a completely different color. It matches the water stain a lot of times.
Dude,
You
I'm
know
telling
what I
you,
mean?
Doug
Like, I
Hannon.
just-
But think about it, they're looking up, so you're sitting on top of the water. The color of that doesn't matter because it's totally different from the sky.
Doug Hannon had a
So,
whole theory on this.
It's going to stick out like a sore thumb
know,
either way.
I will say one thing. My confidence in catching fish is higher in my John boat than my Ranger. And I feel like it's just because
Spider.
I
Hey, Paul.
honestly just feel like that freaking
the
John
cat
boat
finished.
just blends in better.
Let's see if you remember this bait. It was a lily pad, and it had like a piece of wire, and it had a dragonfly.
No.
I forget what the hell it was called. I wish I could remember. And you like
Smaller
cast
boat,
it
less
out,
water
so like the
displacement.
dragonfly was like hovering over top the lily pad.
But then you could go with like,
I think it was one of
hydrodynamics
those. It was definitely a gimmick killer.
Scuba Steve texted me. He goes, "Why are you sitting all the way in the back?"
He keeps farting.
He's
Steve.
being punished.
You should know. You fish with him enough. I'm gonna find it and send you
Because
guys that.
He's got his purse on top of the refrigerator.
Ouch.
The Pro Pack lures, you remember those?
Power pack.
Power packs. I got some. Did I show you when you guys came over?
Frank was catching fish on it on the Potomac.
I
last year.
heard people caught fish on them.
We were on such a good topwater bite last year when we were practicing that we were literally tying on random shit that Frank had in his boat.
Did he have?
He had a power pack. Yeah, he never caught one on it. He got three blow.
Did he have the frog or the fish?
The fish.
The fish.
I tied on an old wooden head and torpedo.
Caught him.
Like old school.
Probably caught him, right?
Twisted the fuck out of my line, but I caught fish. But we caught them on literally everything.
Look up the power pack. You got to share that on the screen.
The power pack.
Pack lure.
It has a drawstring in that your line
Like a
the
kid's
line tie
toy.
is.
There it is.
So you
It's right there. No,
on
not
top.
that.
No.
Up.
That in the middle.
Well, yeah.
That one, that.
You
So-
pull it like a kid's toy.
And when you pull it,
what?
the tail goes.
Yeah, remember them like old toys? You pull the string
Remember
and
the
then,
pull
like,
string? Yeah,
like
pull
they
string
ride.
toys.
The tail and the frog's legs like kick. You pull the string, so you're supposed to cast it out and like yank it, and it pulls that string.
Yeah, when you
and
pop
that
it,
string
it pulls the string
retracts
out.
back in,
And then the tail goes.
and the tail's like
It
this.
just sits
and
there on the
does
water
it.
and goes.
What?
The tail just vibrates on its
Did
own.
it work?
Frank was getting blow-ups on it. He just couldn't fucking hook up on anything. Frank was throwing on Potomac last year.
No.
Worked better than the helicopter lure. That's for
Scuba
sure.
Steve says he's got a couple power packs at his house.
Yeah, I got a couple.
Hey, what was that
These are
lure?
freaking
What
old,
was
dude.
that lure that the front half of it looked like a rattle trap, and then it had like a rubber?
Oh
tail?
yeah, where you could change the tail
What was that
on
called?
the rattle
I don't know.
trap. It was
What was that called?
it was made by a popular company. It was
Not the same thing, but how about the Pogo Shad?
with the flat.
Look at the had
tail.
the flat tail. on it.
Yeah.
People kill.
It's like a
those.
crankbait with a flat tail about the size of like I don't know like a penny or something like on the back of the crankbait, which like shad profile, hard plastic.
What, the Pogo Shad?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
pogo
it
shad.
had like a. It had like a hard swim bait tail on it.
Yeah.
It was hard plastic, but it was shaped like a boot tail.
like a
swim bait.
paddle tail swim
Yeah.
bait. Yeah.
Damn, I want
People,
What
people
is
still
that
throw those.
lure? Now you got that.
Did I have one and I have no idea what it was?
Or you could change the
about.
tails on the crankbait.
We were talking about those Arashi.
It has like
right?
a groove cut in there. You
the
slide it
Arashi.
out.
The Arashi lipless is badass.
Yeah.
That's
I was
what.
never like.
That's what.
Obviously, they work. I was
that's what
never a
Atafo
fan
won
of
his
those
classic one.
storms or.
That and the
even-
OG, the original OG before it was actually produced.
Yeah, I'll never get rid of my tracker boat. I love it.
Shit, sometimes I wish I would have got a freaking tracker 19 foot over the Ranger. Really, it's the same place though.
What's the name of that bait, dude?
Oh, was it the headbanger? Is that what it's called?
Headbanger bait with aft tail. Let's see.
Headbanger lures.
I feel like headbanger lures are those ones that I see on Facebook all the
They
time.
look like those are the ones you see on Facebook. They look good though.
It's similar to that, but it's not.
No, the tail hooks directly to the head of the bait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has
I know
like
what
a
you're
notch
talking
cut in it, and you slide it down in there.
Garbage.
Was it? Well, it might have been made by Bill Lewis, too.
Definitely wasn't that. Whatever the hell this is.
I used to have those actually. My
Does
grandfather
it
had
look like
those,
the salamander?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's Doug Hannon, right? Oh no, Doug Hannon did the snake.
That
The
was
Doug
a salamander.
Hannon,
Me and my grandfather used to throw those all the time.
Is Savage
Look up the
Gear
Doug
making
Hannon
baits
steak
still?
I think so,
snake.
yeah, because it still makes shine glide.
It's too much.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
look it up too much at one time.
That's a decent glide bait for the price.
Oh, yeah.
Other than that, I think Savage Gear's trash.
They have a couple of good baits, like a couple of baits that are like
It's
they
kinda
have a
like-
chatterbait. They make a chatterbait that has an underspin on it.
It's
Which is pretty
almost like those, but it's like
Yeah.
a rattle trap profile.
I have to find my.
That was a 6 cent snatch. That's one of my favorite lipless.
Damn, this is gonna bug me now.
I love
Snatch.
I love the snatch.
You gotta ask Baxter, the bait man. He would know.
What's that, Rob?
On this
you
side.
missed it.
I don't know my lipless that well, anyways. So.
Oh, you'd know that one.
It probably
I'm
wasn't
just
even.
an old Cardo spot or
That's a Stray King, isn't it?
Nope.
is that a spot?
No, that's an Excalibur.
Excalibur.
Is that Rebel?
No, Excalibur.
Excalibur.
Excalibur. Okay.
Excalibur XR50.
You know what? That is one bait I think I've like almost never thrown. Ever since I started bass fishing, it's just a lipless crank. I've
Oh, I
never
do.
thrown
Dude,
one.
I love throwing a lipless. That's
I
that's
like
one of my
yo-yo
favorite
on
things.
it.
I like burning them.
Yeah,
I'm
I used to.
I'm
a
a
lot.
I burn them. They're great up on the flats. I don't throw them too much in the gunpowder. I throw them back in the pond a lot.
They work in the pond.
Yeah, I throw them back there a lot.
I've seen people just
Dude,
crush
try-
them.
try,
Dude, I've literally
Bill
watched people
Lewis
throw lipless and
discontinued
destroy
baits.
them, and I'm just like, what the
Yeah.
fuck? Like, I can't get anything to bite.
Something about a lipless, man.
I want to say Bill Lewis.
They
made
work
it.
really good off rock piles and.
It was like
I throw them in everything. I
Rattle
throw 'em in
Trap
grass a
tried to
lot.
do something new.
Really?
Yeah.
Even with the trebles?
Just burn it over top the grass or yo-yo it over top the grass. Oh,
There you go.
what's Jim sending me?
Probably some porn.
Probably. I hope so.
The old Rapalis.
I'll check that out.
Or the, the rattle trap.
Oh, nice.
Who's that from? Frank?
That's from Jim. What'd you say? The what?
Just the rattle
This is
traps
gonna
in
drive me
general. There's
crazy.
rattle trap from Bill Lewis.
Drive me crazy now.
I own 4 of them total. That's it. I'd never throw them.
Yeah.
What's that?
The Bill Lewis rattle traps.
Oh, the
Hate 'em.
original
Can't
rattle
stand
trap?
He's like the OG maker of that.
Yeah.
Is he not?
Can't
The
stand 'em.
inventor.
Yeah.
Well, Cordell Spot. What's his name?
I throw
Cotton Cordell would be the inventor, I guess, right? He probably did it before
I
Bill
like-
Lewis.
I throw either an Excalibur or a Booyah because they're the same exact thing.
So who
And I throw a 6 cent.
now I'm curious who was first, Cotton Cordell or Bill Lewis to do it?
I don't know. Super Spot's been around for a
You
long time.
you ever hear the story of how it was invented?
Super Spot's kind of cool because it runs a little shallower.
They were making some kind of lure. I forget. Roland Martin has a story on it. I want to say it was Cotton Cordell, but either way. And it had like cheap parts inside, and they like start falling apart inside, and it made it rattle, and they was like, that was their idea for make the rattle trap.
Oh shit, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, Retro Bassin would have it. He would know. You ever watch Retro Bassin?
No.
He goes around all these tackle shops and all. Dude, he fishes all these old school lures like only.
Super Spot introduced in the 80s.
Right. So which was probably before the rattle trap, because rattle trap was more like the 90s, right?
Damn, this is gonna kill me.
He's got some cool ass stickers. What are you on? You on his website? Hey.
Yeah.
If he's online, he'll know.
72 for the rattle trap.
So the rattle trap was first.
72. That's a long time ago, isn't it?
Yeah. That's older than me, dude.
I do.
I'm born 74.
I do fish the Super Spot a little bit mostly for stripers.
Hey Jim, I'm gonna hit you up on Facebook about that braid too. Probably tomorrow. I'm interested in getting some.
I watched I watch a guy who makes.
That's a retro bassin guy there.
So that one, I watch a TikTok the guy has a YouTube. He remakes those classic baits to see if they like work, and he was getting so many fish to eat that, but he couldn't hook any of them. It's supposed to be weedless, and when they bite it, it collapses, and then you can hook them. It did not work.
Here's an interesting side note. The Retro Bassin guy that has a Retro Bassin YouTube channel, he lives in Texas. It's a really cool channel to watch. He fishes on them old school lures. He goes all, but he's from Maryland.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Dan, you
Originally
a black jitterbug.
he lived by
at
Epic
night?
Eric. He knows Epic Eric.
You throw a black jitterbug at night. That's a sauce.
Oh
right there.
yeah, man. Look, I brought a bunch of jitterbugs one time, posted on Facebook with people who was like, I haven't seen the jitterbug in a long time. I was like, shit, then you don't know. Get the musky, the old musky wood one, dude.
Throw them at night.
It's caught
It's
more.
like the best night fishing bait ever.
It's caught more state record bass than any other lure. It currently holds, I think, 4. I'll be dropping the knowledge on my lure videos, man.
I know. I watch your lure videos.
You know, if I get
love
Paul
your
to
lure
watch them, then you know.
I love your lure videos, man.
I know. I got to
there's a
start
big O.
making those again.
There's a big O.
There you go.
That is the that goes in the big O.
It said detachable tail.
So this
butt
is a
plug.
big hair jig, primarily for musky fishing.
Did you breed over there?
Yeah. Oh my god. It's
The
awesome.
detachable butt
Dude, what
plug,
the
so-
fuck? I said, all right, hold on. I searched cotton cordell with removable tail. 'cause
And
we're
now
looking
you
for
got
this
the-
lure.
So
and then
got
if
the,
you scroll
got the removable tail.
further down, now we're into all kinds of crazy
Oh.
shit.
We are about to get banned.
Oh my god.
Because you put the removable in there. You
the
stuck
fuck?
up your butt, you can get it back out.
God damn it.
You got to learn your Boolean operator.
It is after. Oh, it's only 9 o'clock. Gotta watch it.
You got to put it in quotation marks, and then it'll search for all of the terms. So if it doesn't have all
Really?
of the terms,
Yeah,
Is
it's
that
true.
what you do? I didn't know that.
yeah.
I really wish
So
I
now
knew
it'll
what this
only
thing was.
return things that have cotton cordell in it.
Really? I never knew that.
See, college is valuable sometimes.
Yeah.
Teaches you to be a better Googler.
I remember when I was in college with Joe Biden. No, I'm just kidding.
Damn, you are old. There's your Rashi square bill.
Yep. God, dude, that thing was awesome.
I used to have one that had that exact same color. Caught a shit ton of fish on it.
Scuba Steve says he's got 2 of those pogo shads.
Does he?
I know
Smallmouth Crush loves those things. He's always talking about those.
I know somebody that's got about 100 of them.
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's
Yes.
Power Pack.
Wow.
The old power pack. Oh, that's a new 6 cents Duke. That's a 6 cent snack.
It
So
basically
he's got
looks
some
it looks similar to
Tom
this.
Chuggers and some
Straight
I
King
didn't know
Red
Steve.
Eyes,
I didn't know
Pops, bro.
Steve collect baits.
He's just got them from being out there for a long time. Look, check
Yeah.
that shit out, man. That's
Talk
freaking
to him.
Bill Lewis rattle trap. There's a Spro Riku shad. That's a
That's badass.
You've seen some of my house.
Repeller
Yeah,
ripping
yeah.
But I
wrap.
have mine hung up
There.
on that case.
That is a
'cause it's so old.
Nomad. Shit, I can't remember the name of it, but Nomad makes that one.
Foxtail girls.
That's a live target tail spinner.
Is
Thing,
that
it
is
looks
that
similar
true
to
what
this.
Jim said?
What?
It's illegal to throw jitterbugs in the
No.
water in the south. Okay. Down
That's
there
a-
in Florida, you got to have the old devil's horse.
Jack All
ain't it?
TN70.
You know about the devil horse?
Devil's Horse is like
Devil
old
Horse.
school.
Yeah.
Old school, man. Old school.
Lucky Crafts. That's another Nomad.
Dude, what was the
That's
lure?
a Duo Realis.
What was the lure that you could fill up with water? You could like put water or something in there, depending on what weight you wanted it to be. Had like a little, you pull it off the bottom and you fill it up to the weight that you wanted. It could be freaking no ounces or 3/8 ounces, half ounce, just depending on how you filled it up.
You
See,
need
What
one.
was the one? What was the topwater lure that you put like a dissolving thing in there, and it would like
People
it
used to
would
do that on the
fizz.
tubes. They would take like Alka-Seltzer and
Put
stick it
Alka-Seltzer
in there and fish a two without. That's an old school trick right there.
Did you guys see that Power Pro has a stainless steel prop for their trolling motors now?
Wow.
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah, I saw that.
Not power pole. Yeah.
Yeah.
Power pole. Yeah.
How has that
saw-
never been done before?
I saw Josh Jones said he was testing it out.
I just
You
wonder
think
if it's
that
any
if you hit
good.
something, you could break? Is
It'll
that
bend.
why it's never
it'll
been done?
It'll dent. Yeah, I mean, imagine all the shit you
whole
hit.
trolling motor up.
Dude, if you saw my trolling motor prop and the fucking water we fish around here,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I go through like 3 trolling motor props a year.
Right, so imagine a stainless steel one would probably cause some internal. Same reason that aluminum prop on like a tin boat can be better because you hit so much shit, they're easier to replace. You hit something with a stainless steel prop, you fucking mess your whole lower unit up.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, shit. Well, 9:15. You guys got anything else you want to cover tonight, or are we good?
I'm good, man.
I'm good.
It's good to be back. Good
Yeah,
to talk
absolutely.
Good to talk with everyone.
It was a Scuba Steve toy.
That was a bathtub toy. You get in the bathtub with
The fizz pills in it. Yeah, I remember that.
a beginner
Julia
at fishing. What
Slaria.
setup would you recommend to catch bass? What, rod and
7
reel wise?
A 7'1" medium heavy bait caster with
A spinner bait.
15 pound fluorocarbon. You can do anything.
Chatterbait.
You can do just about anything on it. You throw spinnerbaits, chatterbaits, Texas rigs, jigs, and you're good to go.
A 7.3 medium heavy is my all around rod.
7.3.
Yeah.
I like 7.1.
Anywhere
I like
from
the- I like the
7 to
7.3 a little
7.3,
bit myself.
depending on how tall you are.
I like
7 to
7.1.
7.3.
7.3s tend to be a little more. They tend to be a little softer.
They're not as accurate.
No.
So,
7.1.
I'm glad to be
medium
back
heavy.
too, Jim.
just to recap to make sure you got the answer, let's go ahead, Paul. Say it
7.1.
again.
7.1 medium heavy bait caster. A 7-to-1 gear ratio reel. 15 pound fluorocarbon. It'll do just about anything that you want with bass fishing. You can go mono if you want to throw some topwater. It'll do everything but like frog fishing.
Yep.
Now let's get into price points. Paul's not going to like this, but you get a whole combo put together. If you go with the combo I like, the
Well,
Dolphins
if you're
rod
just a
and the
bit-
Lose reel.
Well, if you're just a beginner, I mean, don't spend a lot of money on your.
That's
first
what I'm
combo.
saying.
Just
Dude, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. The
Black
freaking-
Max.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The Dick's Black Max combo, or I think it's an Abu Garcia.
Abu Garcia
Yeah.
Black Max,
rod
yeah.
with just an Abu Garcia Black Max on it.
I mean, you
That'll
can pick
get
that
you
up.
in your ballpark.
7.1 medium
$100.
heavy, like Paul said.
Yeah, $100 for a whole combo.
Mm-hmm.
Learn how to use that bait caster, and then after you get that bait caster down, you've kind of advanced on that. You can
Buy
bump
a
up
nicer
the
rod, nicer
quality.
reel.
You can bump up your quality, but just getting started out, you can go to Dick's or Bass Pro Shops, and you can get one of those Black Max, Abu Garcia Black Max rod and reel combos. I believe it comes with an Abu Garcia.
It's
What's
Abu
the
Garcia
rod?
It's a Abu Garcia rod.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
what is the Abu
Is
Garcia?
it- is do they call it
I
Black
think it's a
Max
Black
as
Max
well?
rod.
We
Okay,
talked to Keith
so-
Carson. We had this conversation with Keith Carson one time.
Yeah.
Remember? Because I was saying that Abu Garcia Black Max is probably, when it comes to affordable bait casting reels, it's
51.
it's the one.
So
It's
the
the
black, they have the Max X combo is $55.
Yeah, $55 for a decent bait caster. It's hard to find that.
The combo with the rod and reel.
That's
55?
it's the Max X combo. $55 from Abu Garcia.
It's hard to beat that. Just
If you want to
get
go a little bit
started.
better, they have the
Right.
Pro Max, which is $120 for the combo.
Yeah,
I would
for the
recommend,
whole combo.
Honestly, if you're really into fishing and you want to learn, I would recommend starting with the Pro Max because I do think that having something a little nicer makes your experience better.
I fished
But
that
it's
one.
not
I'm not familiar
worth-
with those.
It's not worth spending $400 on
the Daiwa. Is that what
Daiwa
you're asking?
Arid X with the Daiwa CC.
Are you familiar, Paul? Because I don't fish Daiwa.
No, I'm not. That's one of their lower end rods. I mean, it's a $55 rod.
At that point, I would say get the Tatula XT. If you're gonna get a Daiwa, get the Tatula XT because it's
Yeah.
$100 and it's a really good rod.
Tatula's really.
Let me see what that reel is.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at that here. Daiwa.
Go to Tackle Warehouse.
CC80 Daiwa on Amazon. CC80. It's a $58 bait caster. I mean, there's probably nothing wrong with it. Yeah, I mean, you got a combo for $100.
I'm a big fan of Daiwa.
I
Big
love
fan of
Daiwa.
Daiwa.
Daiwa's pretty much all I fish. I fish some of the higher end Iowa stuff, but some of their lower end stuff, especially their spinning reels, their lower end spinning reels are really good.
Here you go. You can get the Daiwa Saltiga SW for $949.99.
Yeah, that's what Paul fishes.
No.
That's crazy.
I mean,
Put that on a
like,
poison.
I think what is the
$900
Daiwa-
spinning
what's
reel.
The Daiwa BD.
I don't know. Can't remember.
The Daiwa BD is a great spinning reel for a cheap price.
I like the the Regalis is a pretty nice spinning reel. I have a couple of those. They're actually, it's a really
You said the
sweet spinning reel.
BG.
It's that one right there. I mean, who buys this? Who is
Saltwater.
$1,000.
who is
spinning reel.
buying
That's a saltwater reel.
the $1,000 one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a saltwater reel, but they're also reeling in freaking tuna and shit with it. Like
That's like
It's crazy.
You're looking at like a 5,000 to 10,000 size.
You gotta buy. First of all, you gotta move to like Miami. Then you gotta buy a bigger boat, and then it costs
have
you
a Fuego.
$1,000
Fuego's a
for reel. You
That's
have some money
that
to get
reel
in
is-
saltwater fishing.
Remember, Chad? Kevin's friend Austin's dad had the Exist down.
oh my gosh, dude, that thing
Dude, that
was
thing is
sick.
Bad.
That
is a
Exist was
bad
one of
bitch.
it was one of the coolest reels I've ever
Austin
held.
Neri, dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mike.
Mike.
Yeah, Mike Neri. There we go.
He
We
he
need
had
to hit
an
up. We
Exist
need
down
to hit up Mike or Austin and get them on the show.
Austin's got a new name now. Ain't it Froston? Froston,
Austin?
Froston
No.
Austin or something like that.
Jim, I only get my
I
only like my higher end.
I've been hiding under my
Daiwas.
alias, Jason Pistola. That's
Honestly,
my alias name, dude.
The higher end Iowas are made in Japan.
Honestly, the Daiwa Tatulas do a fantastic job for me. You could go to the Tatula Elite, but the Tatula, I mean, that's a $250 reel. That's a Tatula.
I actually
Naked girls are expensive too, Joe.
I like the
Everything's expensive.
I like the Tatula SVTW. It's like 210 now.
More naked girls.
That's I think they Martin Payne was telling me they stopped making them.
Martin,
The
So they-
standard
something else,
Tatula?
where's Martin been?
The
at, man?
SVTW. They still make like the Tatula 100.
What's that other one that you have that's the next bump up from the Tatula?
The Zillion.
Yeah, the Zillion.
That's a couple bumps up. That's like a
You still in a
$400
club with
reel.
Clint,
Yeah.
right?
Oh well, Clint's not in the club anymore. He just is done.
He hasn't been fishing.
Well, he has been, but he's just
done
not
this one.
tournament fishing
I
anymore.
gotta hit Clint up, man. I haven't talked to him in a while. The name Martin Payne reminded me of how
Only the
Clint's doing.
You
skis.
just can't handle it.
Yeah,
How's
screw
Martin
the
doing?
freaking
It just
the
doesn't want to
stees.
anymore.
Doesn't want to.
Like
I
doesn't
know
want
he-
to
I know
fish
he-
in bad weather and shit like that.
Well, I know he was having like some like body problems just from doing manual labor for years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
Clint's
was hard on him.
Clint's
Bad
the
back.
man.
The Stees.
Dude, the stees is ridiculous.
Steez is great.
I would love to try some of them stees, but
I got
way out of my price point.
Yeah, I'm not. I'll
we
go,
getting off here?
The highest I'll go is Zillion.
We're getting ready to go.
Yeah, we gotta get off here, guys.
I'm
gonna
gonna say my
close out.
goodbye because I gotta go pee.
Yeah.
So
We're gonna close out.
Great to be back.
Yeah, man.
thanks everybody.
Thanks,
we
guys.
really
Great to
appreciate
see
you guys
everybody.
tuning in. We love seeing you. Love talking to you guys.
We'll be back next
we'll be back
Friday.
next week.
I gotta say something real quick. Now I'm on my way home, so go ahead and get yourself naked.
I could try that too, but I don't think it's gonna work.
Thanks
It's
for
probably
joining,
not
buddy.
gonna work either. Right? It's worth a try, right?
Thanks for joining us, everybody. We'll see you next Friday with some more shenanigans and fish talk. Y'all have a good one.